Ready?
Let's do this. Let's do this.
Hello.
Wow. That was a close call, wasn't it?
He got a bit closer than normal.
Congratulations, Mitchell.
I just want everyone to read it.
Yeah, normally they can't.
Correct.
I swear they can't.
Well,
but
they can tonight, so.
yeah, well, you know, Margaret
It was very
special.
much close enough to start and to see.
We're breaking rules with the whole special. You know, you got to do something different.
Yeah, so
Mate, I
today,
am pretty special, though, to be fair.
well, I will just, I'll take the reins and introduce the show. Hello, welcome to the For a Laugh podcast. We are here in Margaret River. What do we think, boys?
It's pretty good.
Yeehaw!
Yeah, we're here.
This is what they call the Margaret River special. It's being filmed in
We're
winter.
doing two Margaret River specials. This
This is Margaret River special part one.
First of
Feature on
many.
the next one, we don't know.
Margaret River special
There
part
you go.
one. It's being filmed in winter, which is a bit shit.
It has been
But
raining.
that happens. That's what happens when
That's why
you
we're
come
doing
down
Christmas
in
in
winter.
July, folks. That's why we're all wearing
And
Christmas
today
shit.
we're doing Christmas in July and we're doing 12 pints. So
We're doing
cheers
12
to
pints
that.
Christmas. This is pint what, 6?
This is pint
Five.
6.
No,
Wait, what?
No, this is pint
This is
6.
6.
Because we did pint 5 at the pub.
Yeah.
We didn't have
That's
four
literally what I
left.
just explained on the
No,
on my
no.
Instagram story. That's what I just explained.
This is 6 here. 5 was at the pub.
Okay.
Didn't you just watch my Instagram
We
story where I
literally said
explained
we're going to
this?
come back to 6 for the
We
pub.
did not have 4 before we left, though.
We did.
Yeah, we did.
Well, that's about a start. To the
Why are
show,
you
so-
booing us, Mitch?
No, but remember we said we'd do 5. We'll have the 5th one at the pub, and then we'll come back and do the 6th one with the show.
Yeah, go on.
Which is quietly we nearly
So
finished.
this is pint number
Apart from Dan,
6.
who's-
I'm running a show here, folks. I got shit to
still.
do.
He's had more than me. Don't do shit at Dan.
I'm not
We're in a
dishing shit,
lovely
boys. I'm
hotel
sorry,
at
I
the moment,
apologise.
which we won't name, which we agreed we won't name.
Oh, you told us not to.
Along with no full names
probably
and no
still-
locations.
I
That's
don't know why.
the, that's
I don't
the
know
deal.
why Dan said we can't name, but we can't apparently because we'll probably come back here every time. Is that the thing?
What's
Yeah,
that?
that makes sense because, like you said,
Yes,
we wouldn't.
exactly.
Yeah.
So we'd come back here in a year. We would come back here
We
in a
would,
year's
'cause, like,
time.
we
So
come back
we
to
don't
this
want people
hotel.
to know the name
Well,
of this
we
hotel.
came here. This is where we came, just you and me, and now this is just you, me.
This
and Mitch,
hotel is
so-
the same hotel that we filmed the first Margaret River
Yeah,
special
on
a
the
year
beds.
ago. Yes, and
did
actually,
really well.
it's not the same. It's not the exact same room, but it's very close. We were only staying a few rooms that way. So
Yeah.
it was a very interesting. Yeah, we only stayed like 2 rooms that way. Yeah, so we
I came
were.
down with Declan in February. That was a very depressing trip to Margaret River.
You didn't stay here.
Don't mention
No.
names for starters, but that's okay.
No, Declan.
Not full name. Not full names. Not full names. Declan's fine.
What's wrong with saying Declan? I went with Declan. It was a very.
It's like Bloody
depressing
Mary.
trip.
You'll summon him, and then that's not a good
God,
idea.
We can't stop him dancing.
Okay, you said that. It was such a weird trip when I went with Declan. I remember I filmed a video. I filmed most of it here. The only vlog I put out this year was mostly filmed in Margaret River. It was a very depressing trip.
That's when you got a speeding ticket, oh.
Declan got a speeding ticket in my car. He was speeding in my car, and outrageous. But it was such a weird. I remember just
Outrageous.
but I remember just going on a trip and be like,
It's all
I
sorted now,
felt
but-
empty on that trip. So empty. I felt so depressed.
Women.
I don't feel like yes and no, but I don't feel like that on this trip because I'm with my boys. You know, I'm not saying Declan's not my boy, but like, you know, I just. But you know, you go on trips sometimes. And you're like, I'm in the middle of nowhere. No one knows me, and I've never felt more alone.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
depressing.
Look, I always feel alone. So.
I will say that I think this trip, I think I'm. This
We've
is
only
me
been here
personally.
24 hours, by the way, folks.
Not
Yeah,
even.
this-
To be fair, we've already finished the best part of 3 cartons worth of beer.
Look, he's not.
Yeah,
wrong.
this is a big
Plus
drinking
all the
trip,
beers you
by
had
the
at
way.
the pub.
I will say this, and I don't know if you guys will agree with this, but you know, I feel so lucky to just even be able to do this.
Oh, 100%.
And like,
yeah, compared to other states. man,
well,
for
no,
sure.
but that, but also like,
Victoria.
obviously, so there's the undeniable. Yeah, legit. Sorry, Victoria, but it's true.
Pretty much.
No, there's the undeniable coronavirus fact, but also even outside of that, just having a group of boys, a group of friends that I'm so close
No,
with that
for sure, yeah,
you know, I can
absolutely.
come and actually have
That
a
camera was
nice.
nothing.
Yeah, no, whoops. That I can have a nice actual spend time with and see, and I think
There's
that's
only 2 of
amazing.
us,
that
so-
that means a lot to us. No, I know, I know. It's
The
only 2
plural
people.
stops at 2. Like,
But
It
boys
does,
covers too,
but it
to
means
be
a
fair.
lot. It means a lot that I have
I
that.
said this last night. I was like, you know, life would be so much more shit without you two. And I said that, and I meant that. I was like, you know, without you guys, I mean, imagine life right now. Because, you know, I know a lot. I know you guys can speak the same. I've got friends who are like, my friendship circle sucks.
Well, let's not get me started on that topic.
Really? Why?
You know what?
Oh shit, now I do. Okay. I'm just saying though, you know, we are so lucky to have, which by the way, obviously I said last time we went down, it was just me and Dan. Now Mitchell's with us.
Yeah.
And it kind of blows my mind that this is a thing now
I've been over this. I knew him before you knew him.
That's a load of shit. Don't
it is
believe that. Just quietly. That's not true.
Did we or did we not play footy with each other?
We did know each other. That's right. That's
You
right.
knew each other. You were
Mate,
acquaintances.
when we were asked at footy, pick someone for kick to kick. I'd be like Dan. He'd be like Mitch. I'd be like, right, we're on.
Acquaintances, I'd call it, folks. Not friends.
Acquaintances.
And then we met at my 21st birthday. Or met. We first hung out, and then I don't know where it went from there, but we always just kind of hung out, and it works, which I'm so amazed by. But it's also the biggest crossover episode I've ever seen. I never thought it would.
What are you, Mr. Peanut Butter?
I am peanut butter right now because, I didn't think that we'd be together, all of us, and I love it. I think it's amazing. I think it's done wonders for mental health. I'm sure it helps you guys too.
Oh, 100%.
But it's just weird. I mean, I know you went through a bit of a weird friend change at the moment. I'm not trying to get into that, but you need some help, and I hope that me and Dan
You have for sure.
got you through that. And I hate to say it, but I'd rather this than a crowd of friends because you just don't have that person.
Yeah, I think it's rare that you get to have a three-way friendship that is
No, for sure.
Wow.
I do like
a
good
three-way. Whoa! No, I think it's
bad.
rare that you get to have a three-person friendship that is as close as we all are. I think, and as open and
what's
everything.
the saying? Two's company, three's a crowd. Like
That's true.
That's
That's
normally
right.
the saying,
That's
but I
right,
mean,
yeah.
I feel like we've made that untrue.
Yeah, we've made it work, and I respect that. I appreciate that.
It doesn't, I didn't think it would be. I mean, for years, I was friends with just Mitch and Dan, and we would never meet. I'd be like, Dan would ask how Mitch is going, and Mitch would ask how Dan's going, and I would never think that it would
You'd
work.
be like,
with
oh,
us.
they're shit, and then you'd be like, all right, cool.
Yeah, when I was talking about Mitch to Dan, like, Mitch is a dickhead, and all that kind of shit.
He wants to die.
Legit.
Well, nothing's
But
changed.
on my 21st birthday, I was hanging out with Mitch the whole day, and Dan was like, I can come out. And I was like, I didn't say this to Mitch. I was like, I thought to myself, I was like, this just wouldn't work, Mitch and Dan together. And then Mitch was like, where's Dan? I love Dan. And I was like, you love Dan?
Of course I love Dan.
And then I was like, fine, I'll invite him. And he came
I
over.
couldn't-
Played
couldn't
footy. How
imagine
could
it.
I not love Dan?
Yeah, he's like, I couldn't imagine them getting along.
And Dan put me to bed that night when I was not ready to go to bed.
I
and
did.
Went
He
to the
was-
city to another party, which is very
is
rude.
true.
But,
was
either
fun.
way, the point is, I think you went home.
I didn't go home. If I left, it was for a good reason.
Really?
Well,
Point is, I never thought you guys would hang out, and you did, which is bizarre. But honestly, it still blows my mind. Even my parents are like, Dan and Mitch, friends.
who are these people?
What is this? Some kind of
Crossover episode?
it is a crossover. Sorry, literally,
Interesting.
it's a crossover.
So, do your folks think that our friendship is a bit weird? Like the three of us?
My
To be
parents
fair,
definitely
I don't mean this in a rude way. I don't get me wrong,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I
My
can kind of
parents
see
do.
why they think we're different people.
Yeah, I get that.
You know what
I
mean?
get
Like,
that.
I'm not
'cause
massively
you're
into
always like the
sports. I mean,
sport
I'm not
guy,
massively
but
into
and I'm the film
sort
guy.
of thing like you guys. Like I'm into sports, as you just
It's
said.
definitely different. We're opposites attract.
Yeah.
But yeah, my
This is true.
parents
This
are
is true.
definitely. Has your mom said anything about that?
No. Mum loves Dan.
You know what's funny is that I think my
Apart from that,
dad.
But has she questioned anything
there's
about?
that one picture where she's like,
Yeah, fuck with Dan.
Yeah, there's a photo that
kidding.
Mitch's mum made like a collage.
not
of
on
Mitch
purpose. It
and
was
like
just a
all the
case of,
photos.
back then was like,
No,
She
fair
didn't
enough.
even-
I'm
she's
not.
like,
I'm
I
not
don't know
offended.
this
I'm
man.
not. I'm not
now she's saying
offended.
his nuts and everything.
Who is literally?
I'm not offended by the fact, but Mitch's mum made like a collage of photos of Mitch and all his like great memories and stuff.
Honestly, it's not even that. It's like it's one photo frame of me, like from like year 12
Right.
or whatever.
Okay, of Mitch.
And then there's a Polaroid that I was like, Mum, I don't want this Polaroid. Like, I look terrible in it. Personally, I'm one of those vain people. I just don't go on my
Okay,
wall.
yeah,
Fuck
yeah.
that. So I was like, Mum, you can have it. She's like, why not? It's you and your two mates. And then like proceeded to put it
It's-
in the corner of the frame where you were no longer in it.
Yeah, so it's me, Connor, and Mitch in the
true.
photo,
It's
and
sad,
she
but-
basically put it in, and she cut
wasn't
me
look,
out.
It's nothing
of the
personal. It wasn't on purpose, Dan.
So
It
there's
was
just
like,
Mitch and
had
Connor.
to stay in the frame somehow.
Because I happened to go into Mitch's mum's room. I don't know why, but
I literally said, look at this photo.
it was just me and Mitch, and I was like, "Oh look, you're part of the family." I was like, "Oh yeah, why?" He's like, "Look at this frame." I specifically remember taking that photo with us three,
yeah,
yeah.
and I think it was on my 21st.
Look,
Yeah.
it's nothing out
It
of
was
disrespect
shoved.
to my mum.
No, of
Tan
course,
was
of
shoved
course.
into the
Yeah,
frame. Like
yeah.
the point of his
in
photo
all
was shoved in the
fairness, it's
frame.
the same way like June's known me for ages. Like, well, your
Well-
mum's known me for ages. My mum's known him for ages. Like,
Yeah.
it's not a go at you.
Mum's
know-
known
you know
Dan
what
for a
was
very
funny?
long time.
Not
You
quite
know
as
what
long
was-
as my brother,
well,
like,
Not as long, but
I always, I always question my relationship with June, but
this
basically,
is such bollocks.
I will.
So
I,
can I say why?
your mum loves me, and I know
So
it, it's
here's the
fine.
thing, Dan. And look, by the way you look at it is completely wrong because they don't ever curse your name; they curse mine. Mitchell, stop mouth and shit. So what happened was we were around my house one night and my parents were away in the city and they were on a romantic weekend away. I'll leave it there.
Good Lord.
And
Oh.
it was just me and Dan. Anyway, I wake up in the morning. Alicia, this is back when Alicia was in my house. It was literally a couple of days as she left. Alicia was like,
Alicia's
Conor,
my sister.
wake up. Yeah, Alicia's my sister. She's like, Conor, wake up. There's a stain on the upstairs couch. I'm like, oh no, what's this? And I'm like, surely not. She's like, there is. I'm like, okay, I'll come up.
I was not involved.
Huge stain just got like a huge stain.
Again, I was
like, okay, it's fine. We'll scrub it out. I literally took the chair to the balcony. I was scrubbing it in the shit. My parents are going to kill me. And I'm sorry, Dan. I'm sorry. It's a good story. And then my parents came home. Here's the thing. I thought my parents know Dan for a long time. So if my parents ever got annoyed at Dan, I'd be like, it's because I love them. But
This was not one of those times.
they never said.
This was not one of those
No,
times.
no. On my life, they didn't mention Dan's name once.
Oh, there you go.
They were like,
assumed it was
Well, that's
me.
very sweet.
They said, you left him upstairs by himself, passed out with a beer in his hands, and it's 100% your fault.
You know
To
what?
be fair,
I
that's
actually
pretty
would
average.
agree with
Knowing-
them.
Hang on, I was going to say, in all fairness, knowing Dan, that's bad on your behalf, not his.
I'm a known liability.
You
I
think,
agree. He's a liability to
You
himself
think,
and
you,
all of us.
You think they have this weird grudge against you, which is not true. I even joke with my mum. I'm like, oh, you hate Dan. And she's like, I love Dan. I swear on my life. I have a joke with my mum. I'm like, oh,
That's
because you
funny.
hate Dan.
I mean,
she's
to
like,
be fair.
I love Dan.
You don't
Okay,
want to
that's
know what
pretty
my
funny.
mum remembers you by, so...
Oh no.
I had to
Jeez.
at
What, my
work-
wang?
At work.
You're Wang, you're everything, bro. Feed her down a beer bottle, that's what she remembers you by. Good Lord.
I didn't say it.
It's like...
At work last week, I had to scrub. I had to scrub the chair with some weird. Excuse me. With some
Sugar side?
with some
Jesus.
weird like
Wait, how many pints are you on?
thanks. With some weird like
Is this it?
wax thing.
Okay.
Anyway, this weird thing you have about I don't lie to you. If my parents didn't like you, I tell you,
Yes.
they
No, I agree, to be fair. I've never heard them say a bad thing.
they
about you.
never say anything bad. They're like everything about that night with that stain.
I do
they
love
go,
your folks.
Conor,
I love your folks.
you should
You
never
should have told us.
have left your friend up there. And I go, okay.
But in all fairness, also, I know I've heard both sides. I'm not taking bias here, but
He
Dan,
should have cleaned it up.
fuck
Such
me.
a dickhead.
Or at least gone like I'm woken him up and gone.
Yeah, it
"Bro,
was such a dick move. I agree. I think it was pretty shitty.
I'm not even going.
No.
I understand both sides. I understand why you left.
it was really bad. I
You
admit
did
it.
also leave upstairs unlocked, which is
Oh yeah, my sliding doors were completely open. I got
Not
so much
defending
shit.
myself. I'm not defending myself here. I know
not-
that was
I'm
shit.
not- I'm not teaming up on you.
Every mistake Dan made that night, I got blamed for, and Dan didn't get anything, and which is fine. And look, I was upset with Dan. That's just our relationship. I had a conversation with him. We sorted it out. But
I got upset in the middle of that.
did I?
We did, to be fair.
You and me?
Yeah,
No, that was when I had the conversation with him. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
Well,
I
it was over the same thing.
Yeah, then I had an argument with Mitchell, and then
yeah.
Dan dropped his pint in the bathroom, and it made
Oh, and
snow,
yapped
and
upstairs and
Dan was sick in the pub, and oh god,
it's a whole story. But
everything about that conversation
basically,
sucks.
standard us three, to be fair.
Yeah, but look,
No, it's standard us. One of us yaks, one of us doesn't.
friends
one of us gets
argue,
pissed off.
and it happens. But
Oh, I can count on more than two hands how many times we've had a fight, bro. Fuck. But
I don't know about two.
no, I would say we've had like well in double digits, but the point being we've always resolved it. It's not something you get hung up on. You're like, this is friendship killer. Like,
But we've
fuck
never,
you.
we've
No,
never.
Sorry.
The only thing, and this is for both of you, I've only had the arguments I can remember you that were big were New Year's, that one we had this year.
Let's just not go over that.
That one with my ex in the city, that was about it though. Those three are the only ones I can
Australia Day,
remember.
Where I put a scar on your back.
That's why. Did I say Australia Day? I meant to say
It's New
Australia Day.
Year's, but
Sorry,
we won't,
Australia
we
Day.
won't rehash why.
I won't rehash them, but I'm saying the only big ones I remember is Australia Day,
And
that
yeah,
one with
and when-
Hannah,
yeah,
and the
pretty
one
much.
with this year.
Yeah.
But to be fair, it's,
That's the
for
main
as long as
three.
we've known each other, that's pretty good. But
But
it-
we've not. Well, to be fair, we've known each other since like a year. Fucking.
but I said to Dan on the show, I'm like, I always know when
Again,
when
I'm
I've
not trying to make you feel any less of a.
no, of
Okay.
course.
When I have an
I don't just want. Yeah.
when I have an argument with you guys,
I'm a guest. I'm well aware.
I know that no matter what I say,
But that's the
We're
thing.
gonna
Like
be
at the end of the
friends.
day, like as I've said, I've always said to you, like you got a reason, a season, a lifetime.
yeah,
I know this is lifetime. So
I know whatever. If we're in an argument, no matter what I say to you, we're going to be friends.
That's what I mean. The arguments we've survived already. It's not a case like, oh, this is it. It's done. It's like, I know no matter what we say, we might be angry at the time, say shit we don't necessarily mean, or even if we do mean, but at the end of the day, it's like, it's going to be done. It's going to be over.
We're going to get over it because, again, like I said, like the stuff that we go through, like I'm like, when I have an argument, I'm like, we're going to get over this. Like,
that's it. 100%.
I never go.
And same with you, Dan. Like, I know both of you two and us two, but both of you two in particular. It's like, I know how to what you guys argue over. It's at the end of the day, it's going to be like, you're going to do something to get past it. Like,
but both of us, like all of us, like
that's
we
what I
rarely
mean.
argue.
100%. Oh, very rarely. But even when we do, like, even if it's a big, it's like,
some people would say that's like unhealthy because like, you don't argue. You must not clash. But it's like, I don't feel like we ever.
Piss off.
But I feel like with us, and this is for both of us, like all of us, I'm sure we just like, there is little shit that we just let slide.
That's what you do in a friendship.
Well, yeah, like,
if it's big shit, you bring it up and you go like, I wasn't happy with this, I wasn't happy with that.
100%.
Is what it is. But if it's little stuff,
when it's the big thing, you're like, okay. I feel like whenever we bring up an issue with each other, it's
we're
like,
at a pub and you said this, it's like,
yeah. But if we bring up a big issue, we respect each other enough to be like, okay, they actually brought this up to me, and it must be an issue.
Then it's fair. But if it's like little stuff like,
definitely,
Dan, you said this about me to the waitress. Like, don't say that. Like,
I did say that to a waitress for Mitchell. it happens.
But no, it does. That's my point. And you let it go. You don't let it go. Oh, you don't. If each up inside, then say something. If you're like, this is bothering me, fair enough. But if it's little.
Yeah, I wanted to bring something up because
here we go.
I thought this was pretty funny. Basically, my folks, you were talking about, your folks, what they think of me and Mitch and mingling and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. The funny thing is that not necessarily my mum, because my mum knows you, Conor, probably more than you, Mitch, and whatever. But my dad.
She bought pants off me once for school.
Well, here's what's funny. Here's what I'm going to say, right? My dad, funnily enough, actually kind of knows Mitch more.
No.
Through footy, surely.
Through footy, because my dad actually
like this kid's a jet.
when I bring up the boys, and I'm like, Mitch, Dad's like, oh, Mitch. Like, he knows.
He's not like Conor.
That gun at football. You played with him and he was really good.
You're like, Conor, he's like, okay.
Yeah, he's like,
how is he?
Mitch, how's he going? Is he doing well? How good is he at football still?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. But it's funny because my dad, because
Sorry,
of
by
footy,
the way, while you're having a conversation, I'm out of a pint, so do you want me to get
go grab some more pints. Go grab some more pints. Get some for everyone. And then,
no, grab me one.
Also, when you get back, we'll explain
We've
the
all got
12
our half,
pints
so don't worry,
traditions.
folks. All right.
No, that's cool.
It's funny because my dad, because we did footy.
So I'm assuming he was one that came and watched at football when
he would always come. Yeah. My dad, I think my dad would come every game.
Well, I mean, we
my
mentioned
stepdad.
on the last podcast I was in that we played football together.
That's right, exactly.
So,
and that's the thing is that, funnily enough, my dad, because of football, because we played together, he sort of knows you, or knows of you almost more comfortably than he knows of Conor, because it's like, I'm going out with Mitch, and he's like, oh, of course, Mitch
the sports player. You go have fun with him.
I think it's also because my dad loves sports so much, and he's always wanted me to be a sportsman. He's always wanted me to be. He loves golf. He's always wanted me to be a golfer, and I think because I'm not, I like sports. I like sports.
I'm not chatting shit, but you know what golf sport backwards is, right?
Flog. That's pretty funny.
No, we're chatting shit about golf.
I love it. We say flog, and he's like, "Are you chatting shit about me?"
Me? How'd you know?
Flog obviously means Conor. No, but because I think my dad loves sports so much. Like he was, he knows that I'm hanging out with a young lad who's sporting. He's like, Dan, you're on the right track if you're hanging out with someone
though, I'm
sporting.
not one of those arrogant people. Despite what I've made seem on this show, you know me. I'm not one of those arrogant.
No, of course.
Finish your pints, I'll fill you up.
I'll make the joke on here just to clarify for all the viewers, but I'm not actually one of those people. You know me, I'm not one of those arrogant people like, I'm the best. Like, despite what I say on this show, where I'm...
My camera down?
Okay, here we go.
Yes.
Let's do this.
Oh, shit. Bruh. Here we go again.
I disagree.
This guy's such a twat.
I disagree. I disagree.
Why do I co-host the show?
I disagree.
I do. I agree with you.
I don't. I'm not normally one of those people.
Before I go
I'm the
to
best.
fill up the
I'm going to be
pints.
playing...
Block that, Dan.
No, it's a football club. You can say that.
No, we can't.
Why can't you say the football
20
club I played
minutes,
for?
35 in.
I'll write that down and I'll decide it in the edit if
I
I'm
don't see
going to
why you
bleep.
can't. I've played him from when I was
Anyway, let's continue the show. What were you going to say, Connor?
There was a subject I was going to bring up at the pub, and you said bring it up on the podcast. What was
Yeah, I'm
it?
going to bring that. I'm going to bring that
How
up.
did you get the pint glass?
Well, I'm gonna hold on.
Perfect. All right.
Let
No,
Connor
there's
pour
a backstory,
let Connor pour the
backstory,
pints, and then we will get into that. What I wanted to bring up
I disagree.
first as our next topic, I wanted to bring up the 12 pints of
Connor, you've got one.
Christmas. Let's talk about the 12 pints of Christmas is what we're doing now. That's,
Yes.
by the way,
Well,
obviously
Christmas in July.
12 pints of Christmas in July is what we're doing right now. That's why we both have Christmas sweaters. Connor has a Christmas sweater. He'll be back in frame in a second.
My team's
And
terrible. For
basically,
anyone watching, yes, my team's terrible. Don't judge.
we I sent Kath a photo of us together and she was like, is Mitch wearing a Doco stuff?
Oh, she doesn't support West Coast, does she?
I don't know who she spots. I don't know. We don't
Hang
talk
on.
much about sports.
How long have you been dating and you don't know who she's?
Yeah, I know. It's like we're not even close.
Who are you?
But
Where is
basically,
Daniel?
I know. I'll ask her. I'll text her and then
Please find
hopefully
out,
she
because
gets
if she
back.
supports West Coast, I'm probably going to up and leave this set.
You'll be too offended.
you think I'm a
But
joke.
basically, 12 pints. So Mitch, maybe you can explain.
All right,
12
so-
pints is a.
No, I'll explain. So while Connor's pouring them, so
Thank you.
me
You
and Connor, like probably about 3 years ago now, we had this tradition. Because I was worried going through uni. Connor wasn't going through uni; he was going through apprenticeship, doing carpentry, and at TAFE. But I was worried. You know what? We might drift apart. Is there some way we can keep the friendship close? And
Oh,
Connor
dear.
was like, well, why don't we do like a Christmas tradition? We're like, well, we both love beer. This is a sick idea. And he goes, let's do the 12 pints. And I was like, you know what? You got 12 days of Christmas, that stupid song, whatever it goes. You go, 12 days of Christmas. He was like,
On the
let's do 12
first
pints.
day of Christmas, my
That
true
one.
love gave to me.
Yeah, that one.
Partridge in a pear tree. Which one is which?
That's Dan's. That's yours.
This
So
one's
yeah,
Mitch's.
so we started this tradition on Boxing Day each year because I work at a bar personally, so I normally work Christmas Eve.
When we started.
No, I did. I couldn't do Christmas Eve. That's why.
No, the first time we did it, you didn't have the Christmas. You didn't have a job in the bar.
Promise you I did, but that's okay. I definitely did. I promise you I did.
No,
This is
I've
pint
been
number
working there
6.
for 3 years
The
now.
first
So
time, it's the
I don't
7th
know.
pint.
Pint number 7.
Anyway, so we did this tradition. We're like 12 pints of Christmas, and the first year we did it, and we struggled. I mean, we're
bit,
fresh 18, 12 pints. It doesn't necessarily sound like a lot to the average viewer, but believe me,
It is, yeah.
we got to pint 8, and you're mixing drinks and all sorts. You got to pint 8. We went back to Connor's, and we did. Look, I won't sugarcoat it. Is that right?
Yeah, we passed out.
We passed out. So I woke up like shirtless on like a bed in the leisure.
First time we passed out.
His sister was like, "You all right?" And I'm like, shirtless, like, I don't know, am I? And Connor was passed out on the toilet, all sorts. So that was freshly 18. What do you expect? But the year after, we had an off year, personal reasons. We won't go there. Not me, but we won't
That's
go
my
there.
parents.
We won't go there. It's right, touch subject. But we did it last year and we smashed it, man. We did. We did 12 pints of Christmas last
a few
year.
months ago, yeah.
We got up to like 14 pints in the end.
I had 13, yeah.
I definitely have a scar on my knee to prove, so we won't go there. It's a long story. But
Yeah, but you're right to say we started it because we were worried about us being.
Of course.
And I watched. The reason why I decided to say we should do it was because I watched The World's End, Edgar Wright, The World's End.
Good movie, to be fair.
12 pints. They do 12 pints.
Simon Pegg's in that.
Simon Pegg and Nick Frost and all that. Reason I started the idea was like 12 pints. I thought it was such a bizarre and cool thing to do, and I was like, well,
And I mean, it sounds easy, but it's not.
it does sound easy.
It's
It does
not.
sound easy, and we have a local where like there's like 3 pubs. So I was like, what if we circle between
and we'd
my
go from
house-
like we'd start at yours,
and
go
then
to the
we
next pub,
one,
next pub,
and
then back to yours. For
like,
the
what if we
next
do that
round, like,
3
yeah.
times in a circle?
Sensational.
And to be honest with you, it's a beautiful tradition I have with Mitchell, and the memories are endless. And then
Well, that's the thing.
we were
That's,
like, let's do it in
That's where
July.
Dan comes in. It's like we didn't want to. Dan had asked, like,
Get
can
off
you
your
join?
phone, Dan,
And
Jesus.
we wanted to include Dan, but at the same time, it was without being rude. Like it was our tradition, and
It was our
the whole
tradition.
reason we started was because we wanted to stay close, and we didn't want to make
absolutely.
Dan feel like he wasn't a part of it, but at the same time, wanted to keep the tradition to us. So we went, you know what? Connor said, "What if you do Christmas in July?" And I was like, you know what? We're going to Margaret River.
Yeah, 12 pints Christmas in July.
12 pints of Christmas July.
That could work. What if we all bring Christmas sweaters?
To be fair, Dan has a girlfriend though, so he's
Margaret River.
normally more busy over the Christmas period
No,
than we
fair.
are.
But we're like, what if we all bring Christmas sweaters to Margaret River and we do the 12 pints of Christmas in July?
Brilliant
I mean, don't
way
be
to
wrong.
do it.
Just to
The
clarify,
origins.
I think Christmas in July is the most stupid tradition ever. Holy shit, man.
That's tough.
Oh, don't even get me started at work when I had to work that function. People were like, Merry Christmas. And it's like, oh.
To be fair though, we wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't the 12 pints of Christmas. Like,
No, well, that's it. But
It was a great excuse to do.
That's it.
I mean, we were drinking anyway.
Yeah, and it was a way to include
drinking.
Dan into our plans for Christmas because he wanted you to feel welcome. Don't get me wrong, I wasn't trying to exclude you personally.
I will be surprised if we get there with
Yeah.
Dan, just
So-
quietly. Not
But
every way.
we weren't trying to exclude
But we'll get that.
we weren't trying to exclude Dan from this.
Sorry,
'cause I know-
Dan.
Look, yeah, Dan does struggle with holding his pints, but
Last night,
We won't go there.
he was a bit off his chops.
Why
We were
am I
fine, but-
getting so much hate?
because you deserve it.
I'm
Why are
sorry.
you booing me? I'm right.
Dude, last night was just...
We won't go there. But even like we went to Varsity a
Jesus.
few weeks back, we had 10 pints. None of us remember the night. Like it's not as
No.
easy.
Dan didn't have 10 pints.
He had 9. Sorry.
Nine pints.
Sorry, Dan had 9.
We had 10. I had TAFE next day. I walked in.
I
was...
had uni, mate. I went to uni and yacked my guts up 3 times.
Bro,
so
I walked in TAFE. I was like...
I don't remember walking to uni.
Literally,
I probably shouldn't have got there.
I walked in and I was like... I remember I called up. I have this guy, bless his heart. I call it. He's like I call him my life coach. He calls me like once
What
a
is this,
week.
me?
No, he's my life coach. He calls, he calls me
so
once a
me.
week. He's Dan. Get off your phone. It's a show.
Doing?
Stop texting. Yeah, stop texting your
You
girlfriend.
check messages. I'll check messages.
Wow.
Don't
Not
have
wait 5 minutes. Jesus, we're on a show.
We have a message out, peoples.
Dude, my phone's over there charging. We're doing
I'm
a
sorry.
show.
Okay, let's do the show then.
Stop
Do the
fucking
show.
talking. All right. So I have a life coach pretty much, and he calls me like once a week. We discuss. By the way, we're supposed to be talking about my apprenticeship, but all we do is talk about DJing and the podcast.
Yeah.
And
In case you didn't know, he is a DJ. And he's good at it.
I'm
Real
a
good.
DJ.
And that comes from me, which is a tough critic.
do you mean that?
Tough critic.
So sweet. Don't make me blush.
Ah,
Let's go.
ah.
Stop.
He's got an erection right
Look at the
now.
love we have. Though.
Half job. Half job.
Sorry.
Semi.
Anyway,
Semi.
my life coach, he calls me up and he's like, he basically works at TAFE, and I got a call. I was at TAFE last time and I was driving home to have lunch. I got a call from TAFE and like, hi Conor, just checking how your apprenticeship's going. And I said, oh, okay. And they pretty much said to me, when I started my apprenticeship, they're like, we'll give you a call once every 3 months. I haven't had a single call. And then I'm nearly 4 years into my
To be fair,
apprenticeship.
I'm not a fan of phone calls either, though. So
Yeah, but to be fair, I'm 4 years into my apprenticeship, and they called me, and they said
fucking hope so.
they called me
Sorry.
literally 3.5
Bleep
years,
and
nearly
hope so.
4 years into my apprenticeship. They called me and said, Conor, how's your apprenticeship going? And I was like, I literally laughed. I was like,
Wait, I'm doing an apprenticeship?
I literally laughed. I was like, guys, you said you were going to call me like every 3 months. I joke, and they're like, cool.
Hang on. This reminds me when we went to the CAS though, and the CAS security guards obviously check your ID and go, oh, how you going? And you went
It's
into
been a
your
tough
full
week.
life story like, it's been a tough week. This has happened.
But this is my.
This has
sounds like
happened. I
Conor, to
can't
be
believe it. This has happened. The security guys, I just wanted your ID, bro.
This was the apprenticeship board. And they were like, how did you find a relationship? I was honest. I was like, you know, I do struggle a little bit. You know, I work with my dad and all that. And she was like, do you need any mental health support? I was like, yeah, no, I do have therapy, but you know, yes, I do.
Just to clarify,
So-
therapy is not a frowned upon subject.
On this show, of course not.
Good.
No, of course not.
Yeah, no, we
We've
advocate
all
for
been there. That's what I'm
therapy on
saying.
this
That's
show.
why I'm just,
Oh,
yeah, I'm
no,
just
no,
saying.
we're very
I said
open
that,
on
I
this
said
show.
that, I was
It's
like,
100%, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
I know you guys.
personally,
Yeah.
I'm not against being public with my therapy. Some people are. It's okay. Personally, I'm not. As this woman,
Yeah, there's no reason that you have to feel like you have to be public about it. If you want to do it privately,
some
go
people
for
are,
it.
and that's cool. I said to her, I was like, I'm in therapy, and she's like, do you need some extra support? And I was like, I sure do. I mean, you know, I struggle with TAFE, and Mitchell would know more than anyone. Like, you know, bless his heart. Mitchell's been no disrespect against Dan. I'm not trying to shit on him, but like, you know, Mitch and me have had like, I remember last time I was in Margaret River, we left, and then like, I think 4 days after my girl left me, and I had TAFE like a week after, and wasn't that a weird time, Mitch? I remember I literally.
Not for you, like coming to me, like just
Yeah, but
I felt
he remembers this. Like, you know, I remember I was getting
bro,
like
the back of my hand.
I was getting in all sorts of trouble. I went to all sorts of things, and I remember Mitch was that time. But you know, TAFE, I honestly kind of look forward to it now.
But that's my point. Like at the end
That's
of the day,
good.
like that's fantastic, man. That you got to that point because
Yeah.
you should do. But that's my point. Like, man, Dan, like we're always there for you. Like that's what friends are for.
100%.
in the
Like, don't make it sound like a chore. Like I didn't go
Through the hard
not
times
this
and the
guy
good.
again. That's my point. Like,
you're not a
friends are
friend
there for
if
the
you're not
best.
through the hard, you know, praise you.
That's it, bro.
But hey, it's the
I know it's a
same
meme,
like
Praise you
but,
like I should. 100%.
You know, the hard times and the good. You know, and she literally said to me though, sorry Dan, before you say
no,
that,
of course.
she's like, do you need a guy to call you? And I was like, why not? I went inside. I spoke to Brendan, my probably shouldn't say Brendan, but well, I spoke to Brendan. I was like, so TAFE called me. He was like, what's going on? I'm like, you know, they said, do you want someone to call you? I was like, yeah, sure. I was I'm gonna have a conversation with him. And I had a good he calls me like half an hour once a week, and it's been for like about 3 months now. He just calls me for half an hour once a week, and we just talk about. He's like, "How'd your last DJ gig go?" Oh, mate, it went like this and that, and it's funny because he said to me, and I really appreciate this. He said, Conor, I speak to like 100 guys a week, and he said, about you and 5 other guys are very unique, and I was like, mate. Thank you. And he's like, no, but the only reason you're unique is that
you know how to make you guys feel special.
he was literally like, I know that sounds. I knew you guys make a joke about that, but he said,
Getting hot under the collar here, man.
Hilarious. I knew you guys, but he calls guys talking about.
I'm saying,
I was.
No, but I know you guys make a joke about that, but no, but bear in mind, he calls guys to talk about their apprenticeships. He calls to talk about their apprenticeships, like whatever they're doing, electrician, carpentry, whatever. And I call every week, and we don't speak. We speak about my apprenticeship with my dad for about a minute.
Yeah,
and
that's good though.
The rest of
it's good to have that outlet where it's not work related. It's just
the rest of it's like, hi, DJ,
like
this and that,
mate. Like it's someone that cares
solid,
how you're going. Yeah,
he's a lovely guy, and we spoke about we had a great chat. I was talking about Grandmaster Flash the last time I spoke to him, and about how it took 3 years for him to master scratching. What was this?
No, I was saying, continue. I've got something to build on from what you're saying.
But anyway, I can't remember why I brought this up.
Well, I was going to say, what's really good is it's similar to when you, Mitch, went away for your what would you call it? Testing, apprenticeship, internship. And and me and Conor both messaged you, and I remember you came back and you sort of said you were like, no one else really messaged.
Internship isn't FIFA.
No.
Okay,
North, yeah.
Yeah, and no one else really messaged you to say how you're going. And I think I know a couple of people did. But what I'm saying is I know that, and I know that because I messaged you and I know Conor messaged you, and the reason I did was because I was like, it's probably tough up there. It's tough up there, and you need support. And I get that.
To be fair, I feel like Mitchell does need that, and I remember we had a little. Again, I won't get into it, but we had a little scuff when I was at TAFE. That's that period I was there last time, and I remember you said to me, you were like, all week I've been asking how you feel. You didn't ask how I felt, and I was like, you know what?
I didn't mean it with a go, but
no, but to be fair, all week I was like, you know what? He's right.
Yeah.
And since then,
it's true.
Have you noticed?
I have.
Since then, I mean, to be fair, it was just that 1 week. To be fair,
no, but that's the point.
But I struggle with TAFE and stuff, and I
it's
suffered
often the case though when people were going through a hard time, they tend to forget about those around them. I mean, even if it's your friends, like you don't. But
he wouldn't have said. I know Mitchell. He's a very selfless person. He wouldn't have mentioned that unless we had an argument. And I agree. I definitely crossed the line with that argument. And he said to me, well, if we're getting to that, just to let you know, you haven't asked me how I'm doing the last week. And Mitchell's the best. I swear on my life, I go to TAFE and he, every single day without fail, he just messaged me and says, how you doing? Even if it's just that. And when he said to me, I didn't say anything like that. When someone gives you hate and it's not real, you're like, whatever. But when someone gives you hate and it's true, and it's true, that's when it hits home.
Criticism that really is important.
It's constructive.
It's constructive, but when it hits home,
constructively. And to be honest, sometimes either when I'm like, I haven't messaged him like a day or something ridiculous. I mean, we talk every day, but I haven't asked you how you felt. I'm like, I'm gonna hit him up right now, and I randomly do hit him. I'm like, how you doing, mate? But I feel like he is the best for that, and he knows how much I've struggled there. I don't struggle that much anymore, but I definitely did, especially with the whole breakup period. But him to do that, and then again, it's just it almost admitting when you're wrong. I can't say about myself. At least I admitted I was like, to be fair, I have been a bit of a shitty friend at the moment, and not asked him in at least a week how he's feeling. But I expected him every day to be like, well, how am I feeling? And I think to be fair. Again, he wouldn't have brought that up if we didn't have an argument, but
I wouldn't have. You
almost need that bit of reality,
I think it's a good learning curve. It's a good development in the relationship.
But that almost brings me to something I want to bring up. Like, I know I'm a guest. I don't get to bring up stuff.
Ooh, Mitch has a topic.
Go ahead.
Bring it up.
Like, even the whole, I'm sure a lot of the viewers watching have sort of heard about the whole It's controversial, not really, but to the whole Will Smith thing.
Of course.
And I don't want to be that bloke. I'm not a simp, but that bloke that's like, oh, mental health for men. But at the same time, like everyone's made a bit of a meme out of the whole what's happened to Will Smith thing. At the end of the day, it's nothing to make a meme about, bro. Like what's happened to him is game changing. It doesn't just change his relationship with her; it changes his life because he won't trust people the same now. Like the entanglement. Like at the end of the day, we all know what that means.
Yeah,
Come on, we all know. Like,
that was
and he
a fat
knows
meme,
that. And seeing his face on live TV change and just recognizing that destruction to his personality. And people have made memes about all they want. And I mean, look, I'll be the first to say I've laughed at a couple of them being kind of like, oh, that's funny, but it's no laughing matter at the end of the day to see what the struggle that man is going to go through, and he's going through now, whether they're together or not. That struggle that he's going through, to see that is kind of heartbreaking, man. No.
It is heartbroken. Yeah.
I think the thing with the Will Smith, I mean, look, I will start off with the Will Smith thing. And I do feel for the guy. I 100% feel for the guy, but I also think it's important to acknowledge that like him and his wife and his family are very much sort of the Kardashian model of like take your personal shit and sort of monetize it a little bit.
Why
like,
I did it on my TV, but
well, you know what? I think I know.
Hang on, in all fairness, I don't think he knew that was going to happen.
I don't know. I don't know.
Look,
I don't know. I can't say. No one can say. No one can say.
But was he in his hair say that?
Why would you react to the point where you're in tears?
No one can say.
If you already knew it was
no one wants to hear that your wife or girlfriend has cheated you on.
Yeah,
you'd be like,
well aware.
And there's a full conversation to be had about blurring sort of the lines of professional and personal boundaries and monetizing your personal life, and that's a big conversation that I think is important. But so I will just like preface it with saying I do think Will Smith and his family are very much sort of monetizing the life, and that doesn't diminish what they're going through. I mean, in any way,
from since the kids were young, they've sort of been brought up.
Yes,
with the whole,
yes,
like,
and I think
they're famous. Yeah, I get.
I think that culture in general is bad in general. So I will say that. But in specifically with this Will Smith thing, I do think that's tough. And I think that, especially when you have, Will and Jada have for many years been propped up as such a ideal, the celebrity couple, but the couple you want to be.
This is goals.
Yeah. The goal, couple goals.
It's never as simple as it seems.
Exactly, couple goals. And I think, I think in a way it's actually good to show people that, you know what, no one is perfect.
Everyone has problems. It's like, the best relationship is not shown on social media.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a meme, but it's true. I mean, why'd you have to flaunt that? You see those posts of people who, I won't say who, but I remember seeing this post was like someone put out a post about how much they love their boyfriend or girlfriend, and then a day or two later they break up. I mean, what's this social media thing about? Why'd you have to flaunt your relationship?
Save it, man. It's what it is.
Put all that love
into reality.
Thank you. Into reality.
Here's the problem. Yeah. One of the biggest problems with sharing your relationship.
Definitely not. That's true.
When you share your relationship on social media, it's like a self-defeating circle because sharing it on social media makes it go viral. And when it goes viral, people want to fuck with your relationship, and then that fucks with the relationship. So like it's a self-defeating circle. And I think that's the problem with Will and Jay. They're such a public couple.
You've got to feel sorry for them.
And listen, I'm not saying that they.
The whole thing I wanted to bring up with that is just the whole men's mental health thing. Because so
from that point of view, I agree.
You know that men's mental health is an issue when you've got the whole idea that there's a week and a few days. A week and a few days where it's about men's mental health.
Yeah.
Like you got a week for men's mental health in the year.
Yeah.
The fact that that's a thing obviously shows it's a bit of an issue.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, like most men, I don't know about you guys, but blokes like in seniority compared to us in terms of age.
Oh yeah. There's a very blokey bloke. Yeah.
Like, I'd think we're blokey blokes or something like, you know what I mean? Like I'd like to think I am personally, but majority of blokes, older age groups, they don't share their emotion.
No.
It's just how they were raised. Was like men can't cry. That's what I mean. Like that age group perfect example. Our age group, like the dads above us, like they don't share emotion.
They'll just throw a beer at them.
And that's my point. Like the whole idea of men's mental health. When you get to a point where there's a whole week about it, it's already too far gone. Like to correct that, it's kind of like.
I have an interesting. I work with people with autism, and I take them out. And one of my clients has a group that he goes to. That is basically a historical group. It's at it basically is about preserving historical things. I won't go into it specifically, but it's like a community group that he goes to. And a lot of the people who work there are retired old men, right? And they go there and they're these old guys. And I go there every Tuesday. And I see a lot of these old guys, a lot of these old men. And I've spoken to a lot of them. And I've spoken to a lot of them about all this different sort of things. And because I take a client there who has autism, they've been exposed to something that
they're not used to. So.
They're not used to. And so I get into conversation with them. And I found that a lot of men and a lot of even older men, I really do think that they have a sense of feeling and they have a sense of vulnerability.
100%.
And I've spoken to them about it and they've brought it up with me a little bit, but you can tell that the culture they've grown up in, they just don't feel comfortable sharing that
big time.
and being open with that. You know, I really do think that a lot of men have a lot more feelings than people give them credit for.
100%.
But the culture that they've grown up in, they just don't feel
like
comfortable
that
to
Jim
share.
Jeffries beer is like, I asked my dad why he's not depressed.
Exactly.
And he was like, nah.
Yeah.
Why, boy? He's like, do you ever meet a depressed 8-year-old? They're hopping out of bed. They're like, I'm still alive. You know, it always is like that, you know?
That's the thing. And, you know, Jim Jeffries has a good bit about his dad, like trying to be woken on that. I really do think a lot of
the gay bit and then it's like, but transgender, but if he has a dick.
Yeah. A lot of older guys, I really do think that they are on the page where like they have these feelings and they have these things, and that's why I do think the Will Smith thing is important. I think it's important to be able to talk about that stuff. I do think it's good.
I don't want to get like controversial. I won't go the full bar, but like even like the fact that it's a bloke and he's gone through this and there's been memes made about him.
Yeah.
That just goes to show
Well,
you how
I will
far,
say, and I don't love the whole narrative like, oh, if a girl did it. But in this case specifically,
that's what I was getting
if a girl was coming out and it was like, oh, my husband cheated, it would be like,
said like, oh, but it was because of my mental health.
Yeah, it would be
like,
fucking,
fuck
it
you,
would be like,
I'm
yes,
sorry, but if a girl
queen,
said it was like,
dump him, leave him, all this stuff. And that's fine. And that's fine. I'm not saying that's a bad
They're doing
thing.
that anyway, and she cheated on him.
Sorry,
Well, yeah, I know. There's a lot of like, yes, queen.
Yeah. For your mental health.
But there's no
you
excuse.
needed it,
I'm
but
sorry, there's no excuse.
to put someone else like through
that.
the pain, and it's not just like the pain of that relationship that happens. It's based like you go through obviously you're disappointed with that in the relationship and what did I do wrong, that sort of stuff. But to question your own trust on how you like maybe I gauge people wrong. You know, what did I do wrong?
I mean, are we?
What is he doing?
I don't know. Go for your life. Don't mention names.
I won't mention names, but you've personally gone through that.
Yeah, and what?
Am I okay to say that? I won't
yeah, you
mention
can
names.
say what I personally been through it. Yeah,
And well, Mitchell was in a very long-term relationship, and he got I apologise. Sorry.
no, go for your life.
Mitch has
okay
had
to talk
experience
about it?
with cheating.
You don't have to talk about it. You don't have to talk about it.
No.
We can cut this out. We can cut this out.
No, you don't need to cut it out. I've had experience with
You can
cheating.
tell your
yes.
opinion. Yeah, go on.
That's fair.
And
That's
what's
fair,
your
but-
opinion on it?
It's not just like what it does in terms of relationship, like what it does to you as a person, man. Like you knew me through the whole time. That was the darkest days. I honestly, I was
Don't
at the
get me
point.
started.
I was at the point where it was like I trained to come by, spraying for you, and I'd be like, if I step in front of this, what happens?
I know Mitchell for years, and I've never seen him go
I used to be
through
the most positive person.
Oh, don't, yeah.
I went through my parents' divorce, felt nothing. Like, not well, I say felt nothing, but like, you know what I mean? Like, it was like, oh well, parents are like,
Yeah, it was. Yeah, the thing
like,
you didn't mention it.
I didn't mention it, but
a lot,
it didn't
yeah.
like, and this was not another level. Like, it doesn't just make you go, you know, about the relationship. You're like, oh, this sucks, or this hurts a lot, but it questions everything about trust, everything, because you're like, well, am I a bad judge of
And
character?
you as a person, I
Like,
assume, as well.
100%.
Absolutely,
Like, you question,
absolutely.
Like, what did I do wrong?
Yeah.
There's no point, like, whenever a relationship breaks up, at some point, if anyone goes, oh, I did nothing wrong,
Yeah.
they're absolutely making a mistake.
Yeah.
100% making a mistake. Like, if your relationship breaks up, that's why. But at the end of the day, when something like that happens, you kind of sit there and you go, I understand I might have done something wrong, but like, to deserve that, to go to the point where it's like, I used to trust people to the point where it's like, I trust someone to give me a reason not to. It's now, it's like, I don't trust people unless they give me a reason to trust them.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it completely changed your outlook on
And would you
in
say
life.
to this
Like,
day you would?
To this day, 100%. Like, like I used to think that life was a beautiful place. Now
He
it's
did.
like,
I swear on my life.
I used to be like, it's a beautiful place. Occasionally have your dips. Now I'm like, hang on, we're constantly climbing a
I
mountain.
remember having depressions talks about Mitchell, and he was like, "Nah, I don't know, mate. I don't know about that." And then
But now
after
I'm
this,
like-
it was like, "Ooh."
I went from being like at a point where it's like life is beautiful. Occasionally have your dips where you go through a valley and then you come back up. But now I'm like, life is a constant battle where you're going uphill. Occasionally you get to stop and look at the view and go, you know what? this is beautiful.
Yeah.
And then you start climbing in because it's hard work.
You know, I think that some people have an ability to, you know, when you enter into a relationship and you have sort of maybe an expectation that it's not exclusive, you know, like when I remember when I went on a date with, remember Lily from back in the day. And,
Is that your Lily?
and
No.
no, different Lily. The first,
Lily's a
Wow.
fake meme though.
As in like
yeah,
greeny Lily.
I don't know. Well,
I
I'll
don't
tell you
think
the
you
story.
know
I'll tell you the story. Basically,
Green
the first
No, not Aiden.
the
He
first
went on a date with
thing.
Lily.
Did he?
He definitely went on a date with
Aiden went on a date with Lily.
Oh wow.
He went on a date with a Lily.
Well, let me put it
I'm
this way.
fairly certain I remember
Is
that.
this cuffed?
Can I explain this story? So the first thing that this girl Lily that I went on a date on, she the first thing she said to me was, she said to me on the first date, she was like, "Can I just let you know I'm in an open bisexual relationship with a woman."
Oh, win-win.
On my first
That's a
date
win-win for you.
with a girl.
Holy
I didn't know how to
shit. You got the belt, bro. Excellent.
I didn't know how to react. I was like, okay.
You say yes.
I'm all in. Here's all my chips on black.
But my point,
or red, whichever color you
my
say.
point being is like,
shit.
Sorry, miss.
in a context like that, I understood what the stakes were, what the
Yeah,
situation
yeah.
was. Like she laid it out to me. But when you enter into a contract like you did, you know, into a relationship where you are assuming, rightfully so, that it's going to be exclusive, it's just going to be just you two.
That's supposed to be a female relationship, you know?
Well,
And then when that trust is betrayed, you know, that's tough. That's tough.
It was a good.
And I also think, by the way,
Of course it did.
I will add to the whole Will Smith thing of like,
You had a
you
great
know,
time.
we were talking today about Johnny Depp and Amber Heard and how their divorce is
exactly
playing out
right.
in
Yeah,
public.
yeah.
And I think that kind of thing, you know, what Will and Jada
Yeah.
went through, the whole cheating and all that sort of stuff. Look,
should not have been on
I
a
don't
public
necessarily think that if someone cheats, then the relationship has to end. I do think it's possible to work through that.
I don't know.
I'm not saying-
I disagree.
I'm not saying it's okay. I'm not saying it's
I think
okay.
that's 100% a no-go. I would never.
I think it's one of those, unless
do
you
that.
know what it's like, you can't.
I'm
comment.
sorry.
For both of you. To be fair, I don't mean rudely, but for both of you.
No, but
no.
I wouldn't want my bird doing someone else. I'm
but
sorry.
for both of you, my
All
point being.
I'm saying is I'm just
couldn't do
I'm
that,
just
sorry.
leaving.
I haven't even had it. But
I'm not saying it's okay. I'm just saying I'm leaving the door open to
I wouldn't.
some
sorry.
people. I think can work it out.
In terms of
I
that
don't know if
respect-
I would be able to work it out, but I think some people can
No, of
work it
course,
out.
in terms of that respect,
And
like, I
and
get
that
the
works
whole-
out.
I
Well,
used-
Will and
look,
Jada obviously worked
Bro,
it out.
I used to be black and white. I used to be like,
shouldn't,
if
to be
this
fair.
happens, I'm done. See you later. Oh no,
Yeah,
good luck,
yeah.
goodbye. But there is a grey area. Like I've
There
learned.
is a grey area. Some
I've
people
learned
can
since-
work that shit out. Yes.
There's a grey area in terms of that, in terms of life in
Yes.
general. It's not black and white. It's not like this is wrong, this is right. You always got that middle ground where it's like,
Yes, that's right.
yes, that's wrong, or yes, that's right, but this is the reason that such and such. Like, since then, I have learned that.
Yes,
Like,
there are
I used to be
ways-
clean cut. I used to be like, this happens to me.
But
goodbye.
I remember for a good portion, maybe even like 3 months after it happened, you were like, to be honest with you, man, if this happened, I would make it work again.
Yeah, that's my point. I learned
yeah.
that it was black
Well, exactly.
and white, and,
And
it's
that's-
not.
and
It's
that's-
great.
look,
It's a grey area.
And
But then-
unfortunately, that's
but hang on,
just-
to be fair,
that's
then I
you.
learned the truth, and I was like, oh,
Yeah, but to be fair, and that's not you.
I didn't know
to
the
any,
truth, to be
but
fair.
anyone would do this though. But Mitch was a bit like, you know, yeah, but man, maybe we could make it work. And it's like, to be fair, we would all do that.
I mean, it's all
I'm not,
about big fights, over to be fair.
I'm not trying to make him look bad, but we would all do that. We'd be like, well, maybe we could.
In all fairness,
Yeah.
though, that is what.
But I feel like for any
But-
breakup or any time
know-
you want to distance yourself from a girl, you're like, well, maybe we could make it work, and it's just your brain
Yeah.
going.
But you
But
know,
I've
saying
talked about
that is not
Yeah.
saying that cheating's okay.
No,
It's not
of
saying
course.
saying that you can make it.
Absolutely
Saying that you
not.
can
I
make
know
it
you
work
gotta
is
say
not
it,
saying
but
it's
absolutely
okay.
not. Like, I'll say it. Like, I
Yeah.
gotta block it out. But in all
Yes.
fairness, I'm forewarning you.
Yeah.
Fuck no.
Yeah.
Cheating is not okay
but-
because it doesn't just affect the relationship. It changes that person's outlook for the rest of their life.
Of course, absolutely.
And
Well,
I will
and-
say
and-
that in all fairness with retrospect, because I can tell you, like,
Yeah.
it changes everything.
Yeah.
I wake up in mornings going like, why am I here?
Yeah, he did.
And
I swear my life.
I
yeah.
used to be the most positive person. I used to be like, life sucks. Got my parents
Honestly,
to break
as-
up. Like,
as-
this is sick.
as
I'm
his
fine.
as his
No
best
worries.
friend, the switch. I remember the day he told me. I remember the day I woke up and your ex-girlfriend messaged me and she said, she just ran messaged me. She was like, if you hear this about me, whatever. I'm like, what the fuck? I don't know what the hell you're talking about. And then you messaged me later that day and you're like, I need to talk to you. I'm like, what's up? I remember I was in like Swanbourne or something and you're like, you mentioned that kind of thing. And since then, I swear, I'm not saying it's a bad way, but he just changed that day.
No, look, even in a bad way, I know I
out.
did. Like, I used to think the world was an absolutely
From there
stunning
on
place.
out,
And
I
quite
swear.
frankly, I wake up most days now, I'm like, well, what's the point?
He just.
Yeah.
And again, I'm not. I love this man today I die. I think he's the most amazing
Man, I
man.
agree
But
with
he
you, so-
definitely changed. You know, something snapped, something clicked.
Look, I'll
and
sit
it's just
here
like
and
that.
I'll sit here and say it first person. Like, honestly, I used to think the world was an absolutely stunning place.
did.
We're all blessed
He
to live
did.
here. Like,
He did.
occasionally you got bad moments where you're like, oh, this sucks, but you'll get through it.
But I remember we had discussions about depression and stuff, and
But
you were
now
very
I'm
like,
like-
oh, I don't know about that kind of thing.
No, I
Like,
wouldn't say if I don't know about depression, but it's like in terms of like pills
But-
and stuff. Yes.
yeah.
Like,
But it was
antidepressant
quite.
stuff,
It was
but-
quite. Just,
But that's what I mean. I used to be
Yeah.
so black and white. And
Yeah.
now having been through something that changes that, it's
Absolutely.
kind of like,
Learning the grey area.
man.
I was gonna say
Well,
is
and the
I've
reason
flipped complete opposite.
that I said what I said is because like, you know, I've been in a relationship for a long time and I have done things that I haven't cheated obviously, but I've done
no,
things
we're not
that
talking about
have,
this, are we?
fuck, surely not.
Jesus Christ, Dan.
Why would you bring this up?
Dan, dude.
Jesus. I'm saying in the past, over a year ago,
Just to clarify,
Over a year
he
ago.
has not cheated. Kath,
Dan,
he
do you
loves
really-
you, and if he did anything otherwise, I would fuck him up.
Bro, are you sure you want to go down this road?
I'm saying,
I don't think he is.
Years
but I've already
ago-
said my bit, so
Jesus Christ, guys, can you trust me on a
I
fucking
can.
show?
I
Fucking
mean, I
hell,
can,
these guys
bro.
think I'm going to light my own ass on fire on the show.
wouldn't be the first.
I'm just saying, I've done things that have been shitty in a relationship. That's my fucking full stop. So I'm just saying
disagree.
that having been in a relationship, I,
disagree.
understand, like you said, Mitchell, that it's not black and white.
No, it's
that
not.
You can do things that are shitty and you can do things that hurt the person in
Obviously,
some way.
yeah,
And you
like,
can
I'm
work
gonna
on that
sit
and you
there,
can
yeah.
say, I'm sorry, and you can build on that.
That's what I mean. Like in terms of relationship, like it's never a case of you sit here and go, "Oh, I was an angel. I did everything wrong." Like I'm not saying
Yes.
no. Don't get me wrong. Please,
of
don't get me
course,
wrong.
of
Like
course.
obviously, whenever anything goes wrong in a relationship, there's always you got
But I-
some fault of blame.
I feel like it's
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
how you act after.
But that's the point. You got to
split.
learn from the whole thing. Like, yes, it sucks.
Like-
And, oh, bro, I was hurt. Like,
Fuck you
know,
thinking
it's
I was
hurt.
gonna say
No,
No,
Like,
I'll admit I didn't have a huge relationship. I was with a girl for half a year, but I admit after our split, I didn't handle it amazingly.
to be fair, you didn't really handle it well when you were with her either.
What, when we broke up, or when we
you
were?
were with her.
Well,
Do you reckon?
No, well, everyone when they go through, no, they're not throwing you under the bus, but like,
No, go on. I'll talk, we have to talk about this on the show.
well,
sure.
let me wrap this topic up because I want to get to a next topic, another topic.
Hang on, we were talking about this topic.
We can get on this
I had a
topic.
good
We can get on
point
this
to
topic
talk
after.
about.
But I
Before you
do.
do.
I have to bring something up.
Okay.
I wrote it in my
This
notes.
is a good topic.
What
I
I
had a
will
really
say
good
to
point
wrap
to
this
bring
up,
up.
we'll get back to
Me
this.
or Mitchell?
can I bring it up now?
We'll
and
get
then
back to this.
your topic?
To be fair,
Okay.
we had a good
Okay. I
topic.
need to go piss. So you
'Cause I will
can.
forget otherwise. So
That's fine. You bring it up now. I was just going to say to wrap
Yeah,
it up
just-
that I
just leave
think
me and
that
Mitch to talk
I think
about
that Will Smith,
my relationship issues.
the whole going through it in public and actually
That's-
experiencing
yeah, no,
something
we
in public.
spoke about it earlier. We
I think
said,
that
like,
is just a tough
for
thing.
most
I think
people, a
all that kind of
divorce-
stuff is
That's
it
what I
should
mean.
be a private
Yeah,
thing
for most people, we said
because it's a
earlier.
personal what you deal with them
Yeah,
and
well,
you
we
deal
said
with
earlier.
it and you say this is what it means to me, this is what it means to you. That's how we deal with it
Of course.
together.
Well, I mean,
So-
a divorce is one of those things. Like when you get a marriage, you obviously don't go, well, I'm getting this marriage expecting to be divorced in 6 years.
yes,
Like,
it's very,
you're not
very
marriage
hard.
expecting this forever. So when you go through a divorce,
Well,
you want it
marriage
to be
is
private.
originally
And even
a like sealed. This
That's
is
it.
it for the rest of your
And
life.
not even
yeah.
like the Will Smith thing.
It
but
is
the whole
hard.
like
It is
Johnny
hard.
Depp and Amber Heard thing. Like
Yes,
whole
that
thing,
shouldn't be
like,
public.
Well, a
That
divorce,
should not
a
be
That
divorce
just
to
should
many
not be
people is a sin.
public.
Whatever's
That
going
should be
through with them.
private.
Divorce is a sin, like,
Well,
you
of
know,
course,
it's like,
but
yeah,
whatever they're
you know,
going through.
whoever it is, you know.
Whatever they're going through, though, it should be private. Like that should
Yes,
not
I
be
agree.
I totally
aired.
agree.
Like,
I
their
totally
dirty
agree.
laundry should not be aired for everyone
No,
to see.
no,
Like,
no.
oh, well, they're a shit person. They did this, or they're a shit. But you know what I mean? Like that should be between them.
It should be
because
private.
No one knows
Mitch,
what a divorce is
you
like.
take
till
the
you go
camera.
through it.
And I'm interested to hear what Mitch has to say about.
1, 2, 3. You're gonna have to figure it out. I'm going.
So
piss. There you
anyway,
go.
yeah. So
Have fun.
anyway, I'll read just my
Where's
comment.
3 down?
No, that doesn't do anything.
Talk about breakups. Do it.
So
Oh,
that's
no.
yeah. Okay. So
Why are two of them the same?
cut to me, Mitch.
Sam, where's your
Mitchell.
car? Oh, it's
Talk
cool.
about breakups. Do it.
talk again.
Talk about breakups.
I haven't
I'm
had.
gonna go
Pee.
I haven't.
Grab
got
us
to my
beers on
camera,
the way
please.
back. It was on your camera.
So I
was it
haven't.
not?
No, that was Dan's.
Oh.
I haven't definitely had a. Oh my god! Look at look at Dan fast in our camera.
Jesus
I definitely
Christ.
haven't had a longer relationship than these blokes, but what I definitely have had is very short. I've had women who I've spoken to over long periods of time who I've just never been with.
What is this?
Who? Wait, who is that?
Time.
Who? Actually, I can't. This isn't a joke. Wait, what? Oh, okay. Yeah.
Time.
Okay. Hopefully I don't get in trouble for that. Exactly. I've had literally countless women who I've just, oh my God. Anyway, I was dating a girl for half a year. And Mitch, I believe you want to say something about that. Go on.
Did I? What was I going to say?
Something about me doing a shit job at it.
Oh, no, I was saying.
Hang on. These buttons don't work anymore. That's not good. All right. You switch the
they
fucking
worked,
thing.
bro. They worked.
You switch it to the top. Go on.
Yeah, so. No, all I want to say about
I won't get offended.
Not that you did a bad thing, but like, obviously, when you go through your first long-term relationship, you've got to learn shit. Like,
Long term was 6 months.
Was your first relationship of any kind of importance?
It was, yeah. It was.
So that's what I mean. So when you go through it, you got to learn shit. Cause like, I mean, we went through it at the time. It's not a rehash on the show. I'm not having any crack here. I don't take it that way. It was
I'm not thinking that.
In terms of mateship, there was kind of a few things were a bit like, bro, you shouldn't be doing that.
Well, that was one of our big fights I brought up was the whole Fremantle thing.
Well, it's more so the lying, but yeah, sure.
I did lie. Okay, here's what happened. Okay, so we went to go see Tash Sultana.
Never saw you for the whole night.
Okay, so I booked tickets with Mitchell, and then Mitch bought Ben, and then my...
No. I said, can I bring Ben? You're like, yeah, sick. Us three. Perfect.
Yeah, I love Ben. And then I started seeing a girl, and...
Oh, she's going already.
No, she bought a ticket.
Bullshit, she was going. You told me she was going already.
Maybe she was going to. To be honest, I forget the details. I'm not trying to bullshit my way out of it. I'm pretty sure I forgot the details. But anyway, she was going, or I think she was already going. But then she was supposed to be a friend there. So it's like, okay, cool. You go meet your friend there, and I'll go and I'll see Mitchell and Ben, and we'll meet up afterwards. Mitchell, I'm telling the truth here.
You're not though.
What have I said? It's a lie.
Literally everything so far.
Well, what happened then? Go on.
So it was you, me, and Ben. We're going. We're like, sick. No worries. Booked no worries. Well, whatever. A pub. Dan, block that out.
Dan, cut this out. Oh, fuck's sake, Mitch. I have to take a photo of it now. On my phone's right here. Dan, you have to book this out.
57 minutes.
Dan, write it in your notes. Write in your notes, 57 minutes.
I said a pub, but it's local to us. Anyway, so point me, we'll be there, book tickets.
Do I have to cut it out or do I have to bleep it?
Just bleep it, right face.
I put a name.
I'll fucking get over
All
it.
right, so I said name.
57, yeah.
Yeah, so I said a name. And anyway, so we were going already. And then he started dating this bird and he was like, well, she's going as well. And we were like, that's no worries. We'll have a good time with her as well. I'm sure she's a good bloke, you know.
Good bloke.
Oh, no, well, you are gay, so.
Hilarious. It's a woman.
She was taller than you, though.
She was taller than me, yeah.
So you were basically
she was
the
very
similar
tall. She was
relationship.
very tall. Huh?
We won't go to that story.
Hilarious. Ha ha.
Should we go to the proper fight we had about it?
What, that night?
Yeah, you want it?
Well, yeah, I'll have to get to it. So what happened was...
No, I'm telling
I want to tell the story. It was my
you
girlfriend.
literally told me to tell the story. So that night, we're at this thing, and Conor found her, and we said, hi, how you going? Like, I introduced me, and I was like, yeah, sick.
Was that the first time you met?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the first time you met.
And then her and Conor disappeared.
Me
And Ben were like, what the fuck? That was all right. I was with Ben. We had a good time.
I still can't believe Ben met my girlfriend.
And then after that, Conor messages me. We planned this night for months. You have this back. I don't want that shit.
Not really months. It was like 2 months.
That's months.
So we met at
I'm telling this story, not you. So
this dickhead, honestly.
he goes, I've gone home because my sister needs me. And I was like, bro, that's fair enough. What this bloke didn't know was that me and his sister were in good communication because I've known her since I was this big. Like, yay high. So I'm good mates with her as well. And I was like, I hope you're okay. I've heard Connor's gone home to meet you because you're in trouble. I'm there for you if you need to, if you want to talk. And she goes,
What?
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
Connor's come home. I'm out with my friend. And I was like, so this prick's now lied to me.
I did lie.
And I messaged him saying, so how's Alicia? He was like, she's struggling, but she's all right. I'm now here, so it's fine.
This was many years ago, by the way.
So
That's even worse. I
it was
didn't
a year
realize you
ago.
did that, bro. That's bad. Because
yeah,
he
I
told me
lied.
this story, and I
Fuck
thought,
you, Dan.
Yeah, I lied. But the point being, that's not the point. My point being is whenever you engage in a long-term relationship, you've got to learn, especially if it's your first one, which for you it was.
Hang on a minute. Can I just say my side of it? So we went to this concert, and I did see Mitch and Ben, and they went off into the mosh pit. I did hang out with my...
We went to get a drink. You went into the mosh pit and said, meet us here, and then disappeared.
I went off my girl at the time, and then we met afterwards. We went to Metro's. I was simping a bit. I admit it. I was simping a bit.
Not a bit, a lot.
All right, fuck off. I'm trying to explain the story. And then we went to Metro's, and we all danced together for like 2 hours.
Not even. We were going to go to
an
the city.
hour,
We planned to go to the city.
All right, fine. Okay. Can I explain?
That's
I
nothing to
agree.
explain.
It wasn't great.
Where
but-
were you instead that night,
Can
Conor?
I explain myself?
Okay.
I agree. It wasn't great. All right. And it won't happen again.
I'm
But
not saying it will. That's not the point, though. I'm just saying.
she lived like an hour away from me. So I got to see her like once a week. And, you know, I get to see Mitch all the time. So I was like, you know, all right. I'm not saying justifies it, but I was like, you know, I want some time with her. So she was like, how you feel? I'm like, yeah, good. Maybe we should, you know, get out of here and, you know, go and.
But if you just told me that, I'd be like, bro, I completely understand.
I won't say what we
Instead,
did afterwards.
You just
but
gas
he knows.
bagged and I know as well, but you just gas bagged and firelight about
Remember
it.
what happened afterwards? Remember that?
Am I wrong though? If you just told me that, I'd have been like, bro, I completely understand.
I agree. It wasn't great.
But you picked chicks before dicks.
That night, my camera down, please. I did.
But my point being, it's not a bad thing. You've learned. That's my point. Like any long-term relationship, you've
That was a long
learned
time
from
ago.
it. It was.
And look, great girl, but it didn't end
Also,
very
you
well.
didn't get us
But
beers,
also,
Can I
Dan, you know what
ask-
happened on that jetty that night with her?
yeah, we all know, bro.
Okay, fair enough.
I need to brag about
I
it.
wasn't
This
bragging.
fucking guy. Can I ask? I would like to ask.
You didn't
I
get
wanna
our beers,
circle
so
back.
maybe we should get our beers.
Yeah, I'm
and
gonna
then
go
I'll-
get the beers
What are
now.
you asking? Because I need to pee.
I'm gonna go get. Mitch is gonna go get some more beers for 12 pints of
I need
Christmas
pee
in
too,
July.
so-
And what we wanted to explain while Mitch is up getting the 12 pints of Christmas in July is that we're drinking 12 pints of Christmas in July out of these pint glasses. Now these pint glasses are not glasses that we bought or own.
yeah, okay.
So I wanted to ask you, Conor. How the heck did you supply these pint glasses? Because
Okay.
I appreciate you doing it, but
Thank you.
earlier today, Conor left the hotel room,
Yeah, I did,
this
yeah.
room that we're in, without saying anything. He just walked
No, I
out.
didn't.
I
No, I
said, Conor, where are you going? He said, and I said, Conor, what? He
That
said,
did not. That's bullshit. That's bullshit.
at,
That's not true at all.
I'm twisting excuse me, I'm telling a special story
You're
for the
twisting
podcast.
the story.
I'm trying to make the story interesting for the show.
Bullshit.
And so then when he came back, he had 3 pint glasses ready for the 12 pints of Christmas in July. I said, how did this happen? So I would like to ask you now on the show, how the hell did this happen?
Okay, first of all, that was a load
Tell
of
me.
shit. That never happened. We went
You know,
out
like
for
the razzle dazzle. Come on, you got to embrace the
I mean,
razzle-dazzle.
yesterday we were just sinking beers normally, and we're like, we're doing the 12 pints Christmas tomorrow, fair enough. And then Dan was like, did you guys bring pint glasses? Because I didn't. I was like, shit, we didn't.
They said they would bring pint glasses for the 12 pints.
I mean, we didn't. No one discussed it. So I was like, I mean, I got a load of pint glasses at home that I bought from the local, the Swinging Pig, Moe's. Yeah, Mitch has got a whole load of them.
I love the local.
So we could have easily bought pint glasses with us, but then we didn't have any with us. So we went searching this morning, went
Laziness
to Target,
prevailed.
we went to all these shops to get pint glasses, didn't have any. So I said to Mitch, I was like, shall we just go to there's a pub in our hotel. I was like, shall we just go there and be like, why don't we just borrow them? And they're like, if not, pay
Not
for
a bad idea.
I was like, if we're at I understand them saying no if we weren't staying here. But I was like, if we're staying here, it's like a glass. Just let us borrow it. So I walked into
You said, let's, because there's a bar at our hotel. And Conor said, let's go to the bar and just ask if we can borrow pint glasses. I was like, that's ridiculous.
I did
They
just
will
say
never
that,
let you
but-
borrow pint glasses.
yeah.
And
They're all
basically,
no, but I walked into the reception and she's like, hello. And I'm like, I don't think the bar is open. But speaking of the bar,
but now that you've brought it up,
I was like, to be fair, in a conversation, I feel like, you know, every single job interview I've gone for, I've gone.
that's not good, Mitch.
And every single job interview I've gone for, I've gone. And I feel like I know just what to say. So I walked in and said, just so you know, we tried to find, you like this, Mitchell, you can understand this. I walked in and said, we have looked to find pint glasses. You justify it first. You go, we have tried before. Okay, he's not listening.
Respect. Go on, Mitch.
I said, we
Sorry,
have
go on.
tried, but we couldn't find any. I said, we went all over to try and find pint glasses. I said, last resort, we're going to come here. I said, can we please just, for this time that we're here, have some pint glasses? Because we're staying in the hotel. I said, if not, we'll pay for them. Like, of course you can. Well, she asked her boss first, and she came out and she's like, what do you want? I was like, 3 pint glasses,
Ready
please.
to come?
And she was like, all
She
right.
said, you ready to come again?
Yeah, she was GP. And she was like, all right. And I was like, yeah, no, like, we'll bring them back when we finish the weekend. I assume we'd be using them more. But yeah. I said to Mitch, I was like, should we just go to the hotel and be like, Why don't we just, hit them up and be like, let's have some pints?
So you literally just said, can we borrow 3 pint glasses? And they were
did.
like, yes, you can borrow 3 pint
I said to
glasses.
Mitchell, I was like, I just flashed my eyes and as a joke, I was like, I flashed my eyes and I went in and they were like, cool. And they let me do it. And to be fair, no.
That is actually hilarious. That is actually quite
No, but
hilarious.
I honestly did. I softened load. I was like, to be fair, I was like, we did try. I said to them, I was like, to make it more human, I was like, we did try a lot of places and we did.
Hey, you're right, we did.
Thank you. Just put them down there. Thank you. Cheers. I need to go to the toilet. So anyway, Dan, you take over the show. Oh, with the pint glasses.
I was very impressed. I didn't think that Conor would be able to get. You go. I didn't think that Conor would be able to get so many fucking
Why are you like this?
pints.
Why?
Me?
Why are you saying that about me? Why couldn't I get pint glasses?
No. I'm not saying I didn't think. I'm not saying I didn't think you would be able to get it. I'm just saying I didn't think that borrowing pint glasses would be a thing they would do.
I understand we weren't staying at the hotel, but we were.
I'm trying to praise you. I'm trying to say I'm impressed that Conor was able to get us.
I have to praise you like
I'm impressed that Conor was able to actually get them to lend it to us because I didn't think that was something that they did
me? I'm
or
right.
something that they would want to do. I was very impressed. I thought it was good. And honestly, having the pint glass is very important, by the way. So if anyone wants to do 12 pints, and Mitch, you can attest to this. If you want to do 12 pints, you have to have a fucking certifiable pint of what is a pint. Because if you're going by different pints, that's a recipe for disaster. That is a recipe
not
for
regulation.
disaster. You cannot have different pints going willy-nilly. That is just...
Did you finish that pint before you started pouring? Because I don't think you did.
Sorry, I definitely did.
Was it empty?
Oh, we can watch I'll show you the tape, Mitch,
I
after
don't need
this.
to. I'm just asking because mine's not, and I don't know if you were ahead of me.
I 100,000% finished this. I finished this pint on tape. Play back the tape.
I'm just asking.
I wish I could do a live playback and show you that I finished
Everyone
this
can
pint.
watch my bartending skills.
Mitch, how dare you accuse me of filling up a pint on camera, by the way, that is not completely empty?
Wait, I'm not done yet.
Oh, we have to watch a bartender at work.
Bartender at heart, you know.
I was just very impressed. So I wanted to praise you. I wanted to say that I'm glad that you went and asked because I didn't think it would work.
Look, to be
I thought we
fair-
would have to buy the pints.
No, look. I know you
Do you
guys
think
gonna.
we should buy? Maybe we should buy
The
the
perfect
pints.
pint, boys.
Maybe we should be like,
boys, chill.
Here's the thing, like I know
on,
you
Mitch,
guys
show it to
meme.
the
I know you guys meme on me a bit, but I do know how to talk to people. I walked in, I justified it. I said we did look all over.
do you think we should buy the pints?
No.
I will buy this pint because
I think this is a pretty special memory. I think this is a
I'm
pretty
not a
special
hoarder,
memory.
but when it comes to pint glasses, he knows.
I'm
be honest with
surprised
you.
he doesn't want to buy it. He's a
No,
hoarder
but
at
let's be
heart.
honest. Will they notice they were missing?
No,
We got them today.
no.
We leave on Monday.
Don't steal them.
we do.
I'll steal it. I don't give a fuck.
You don't steal. No, that's not right.
Connor
We'll
had
pay
a
for
thief
it.
It's
confirmed.
under your name, so no, I'm joking. Oh,
It is actually under my name. Oh, what are you doing?
Oh, he's obviously not a
Don't
bartender.
worry,
Cut to his name.
I did spill some on my knee, so don't.
Some. There's half a beer on his knee and he's second some. Hold on. What is this? Like before he went out? What is this? Some.
Oh my god! What the fuck?
Connor, can you get the blow dryer on again?
Yeah, I'm turning the heater off. Just.
Some.
That's a very small amount.
I want to bring something up actually.
All right, what's your
Small
topic,
amount. What's
Connor?
in your beer bottle?
What would you like to talk
obviously.
about? I'd say we have I'd say probably good for like an hour and a half, hour 40 show today.
It's been good so far.
Yeah, we don't want to go too long.
I'm biased because I'm a guest.
No, Mitch, I'm actually very impressed. I'm very proud of you for opening up, and I want to say thank you.
Sticking on the men's.
You know what
mental
happens?
health
It
thing.
happens.
Go on, Connor.
Oh, no.
Sticking on the men's mental health.
Let's
again.
continue to smash down toxic
please.
masculinity as we
Please,
always
no.
do.
I agree with smashing toxic masculinity, but can we just stop smashing me? Jesus.
Mitch is like, I need a break. What is it, Connor?
I'm
What
going to
would you
start
like to
crying on air in a second. I can't believe it.
Jesus, Connor doing the worst head he's ever fucking.
Anyway.
That's a lot.
Anyway,
What was that?
I don't know.
Go on, bro.
I do want to say. Can you
What? Hang on. In all fairness, what pint? What
Wasn't me.
number is this?
This is 8.
It's Shaggy. No, this is 7. This is.
No, this is 8. I think.
8.
Sorry, this is 8.
This is the
Jesus.
third pint.
Hold on, let me check my
This is
Instagram
8.
story because I put it on my
This is
Instagram.
8. This is
Connor,
8.
get into the topic. I'll check my Instagram and I'll update
I'm
you as you
listening.
go.
So as far as like, you talk about the men's mental health thing, I really appreciate that. I go to TAFE and I study carpentry and joinery, Which I really hated at first. Now I kind of like it, to be fair.
I mean, it was always my backup plan, man.
You know me. You would know.
It was.
People,
You know,
I fucking hated it at first, though.
Oh, you wanted to die.
Actually, to be fair, I have lovely lecturers and stuff, and I mentioned tonight.
And mates.
He's a lovely guy, and I have a few good mates there. Yeah, down on his fucking phones per usual.
Snapchatting.
But to be fair, I mean,
From here.
this was a week after we came to Margaret River last, me and Dan, and it's when me and Hannah broke up. She won't mind me saying her name, but nah,
Does she watch the show?
used to.
Does she still?
No, she said it was too hard on her.
Look what you lost. Sorry, go on.
Jesus, she used to watch the show when we were together, but
If she watches this episode, she'll know what she's
I doubt she will. But I got nothing bad to say about her. But anyway, when I went to TAFE, it was like a week after we broke up, and I remember you would know I was
I'm well aware.
so depressed.
Oh, aren't we all?
I was just honestly, I was in the deepest, darkest hole I think I've ever been in.
Big mood.
And I remember that night I went to go see Spider-Man: Homecoming with.
Awful film.
I had 6 pints before I arrived. I hadn't eaten, and I had another 6 beers in the cinema. Oh my god!
Forewarning, that's a
tough-
lot for him.
It's a tough
We were doing 12
combination.
pints tonight. To be fair, I didn't care.
To be fair, without taking away from that, I'm surprised he's doing as well as he is at Pint 8.
Well, we haven't really seen him stand up
I'm
yet.
doing
To be fair,
great.
sitting down's okay.
True.
Sitting down's not much. Anyway,
Continue.
I went to TAFE, and there's this guy there, Charlie, lovely guy. I haven't had him in a class since, but he said to me, like, I remember it was like I have 2 weeks with these guys, and I was going to therapy a lot throughout my whole.
Names, continue.
No, Charlie doesn't care. He's a guy in my fucking.
Mitch, remember, first names are okay, mostly.
Since when?
I said full names are the problem.
Charlie was a guy in my TAFE class. Doesn't
Sorry,
care.
go on. I'm not interrupting. Go
Sorry, do you mean Chuck?
No, I said Charlie.
on. Norris?
Chuck is a
No,
nickname
I
for
won't say his
Charlie.
last name. I got on Facebook. He's a good bloke.
Norris.
I remember I was
Sorry,
I was
go
going.
on.
It was like I got like a 2-week course, and I was going to therapy like every couple of days because I was, feeling like shit. I remember Charlie, bless his heart, he was like, but here's the thing, he was being a dick. I love him though, but he was like, he mentioned in front of the class, he was like, you keep ducking out of class for an hour. Where'd you go? And everyone's looking at me, and I went.
Oof, called out.
I literally-
He fucking he
To be
called
honest,
you
I was
out,
so depressed. I literally just stood there and I went,
Well,
my girl left me. I went to therapy. And everyone just
they went
went,
quiet. I betcha. Quiet.
yeah, they were like,
Crickets. You could hear the crickets.
Hey,
chirping.
that's exactly right though, because you
that's-
know what?
But that's
Fuck
amongst.
that idea that you can't go off
Yeah.
and go to
But
therapy.
that's amongst men though. That's my point.
It is.
that,
It
and that's
is.
my point.
As
It
soon
was
as
at
blokes
TAFE.
like,
It's
you know,
a big
I was
stigma.
struggling.
It's a big stigma.
Blokes random are like,
Yeah,
fuck.
it was
you're
at
not alone,
TAFE, which is,
man.
by the way, no pun intended. They're supposed to be hard as nails. No pun intended.
Yeah, yeah.
When I said that, I swear on my life, the whole class went,
That's my point. Like amongst men, it's like
Yeah,
men's
yeah,
mental
100%.
health is a massive thing.
I
I mean,
I sucked
don't know
my
about you boys.
shoes.
I
I
won't
was
say I've
like,
been
why
raised
not?
that, but like based on your parents, maybe were they? Let's be honest, our dad's generation.
Well, it's the culture.
They
It's the
were
culture
raised
though in
not to show
general. It's the
emotion.
culture in general.
And I don't know
of
if
course.
I don't know if that's they instilled that in us, but
yeah.
I don't know about you boys, but I was sort of like emotions weakness. You can't share.
Well,
Of
my
course,
dad,
of
yeah,
course, of course.
Yeah,
Sorry,
emotions
I love my
weakness,
dad,
you
obviously,
can't.
I'm not
That's
trying
what
to
I
shout
mean,
on him,
like,
but yeah.
But like emotions weakness, you can't share that.
Yeah.
So then to now be in a state where it's like I'm not really okay,
Well, especially what you went through.
but I don't really know how to share this.
But did you feel like, again, I'm not trying to.
Oh no.
I'm sorry. No. If you don't want to answer it, it's okay.
No, go for it.
no,
Especially
no,
what you-
no,
you
no,
went-
no.
no.
Especially what you went through. Did
Go for your
you
life.
almost feel like you had to be like, okay,
I
now I
wanted
have
to
to
die.
actually have to address my feelings?
Yeah, to a degree, because it was like if I didn't, I would.
Yeah, that's what I
literally-
mean. Yeah.
If I hadn't got to the point where I needed to address them, I honestly would have jumped in front of a train.
Did that almost make?
And that's
but- yeah,
not
but-
an exaggeration.
No, I blame of more people that I know. But did that almost make you go, okay, now I have to address my feelings unless this is not an option?
Yeah, 100%. And
Yeah.
it made me like, as corny as it sounds, but it made me a big, I won't say advertisement, but like a big proactive person in terms of mental health for men, because I feel like it is a massive thing that majority of blokes our age, they don't talk about.
No,
That's why I said it at TAFE, because they're like,
let alone blokes older than
I remember,
us,
actually, I had this
but,
like 2
you know-
months ago when I mentioned that guy who I talked to about my mental health, my career, almost like a advisor. Remember, I said to my parents, like, I got a call from this guy and he said, was going to talk about mental health. And my parents were like, you know, my parents, I love my parents. By the way, I got on Slack for, my dad watched a podcast where I said a bad thing
the
about.
one where I was in.
No, I said a comment with my dad.
That one.
It's when I got my heart thing and I said my dad, anyway, look, long story short, I said a bit of a bad thing about my dad and my dad watched the show and he got upset. And I'm not trying to diss my parents. But
I love you. Well, you know your parents like parents to me, to be fair.
yeah, but I said to my parents, I'm like, the whole idea of a podcast is expressing your feelings and how you felt at the time.
Of course.
And when I say this, I mean it like
It's
this.
being
You know,
honest. It's being
when
honest.
I said to my parents, I have this guy who calls me once a week to talk my feelings. He was my mum was like, Conor, maybe you can go through a TAFE cast without talking about your feelings. Maybe you're stronger than that. And I'm like, hang on a second, mum. You know, it's not so like that. And
But it's the idea that it's strong, being strong.
but, you know,
But that's
is
the
not
whole
bringing up
stigma.
feelings.
I had
the
that
whole stigma.
I had that situation last year, or maybe it was this year actually. It was this year actually. Sorry, where
know.
you know my TAFE lecturer called me out for slacking, and I just fucking remember I told you I just started crying. Remember that?
Yeah, I do remember that.
You
Yeah.
remember the classic,
I think
jog
you,
on, mate.
I think you talked about it on the show.
I did talk about the show. They took me into the storeroom and they said, Conor, you're behind. And I did pass the class in the end, but they're like, you're slacking, and I was like,
Yeah, you
Yeah,
did.
that's hard.
I started crying. I honestly, I broke
But-
down in tears.
But again,
But that's.
can I just say well, I don't know if this
But it
helps,
felt
but
weird
like,
at TAFE though,
I do have
because like
something
you
to put
know,
onto that. Just
you know, it felt weird at TAFE because like you know, I remember feeling like you know, and especially when I mentioned the whole therapy thing to those guys, and like I love the guys at TAFE, like, but you know, you can so tell they're hard as nails, no pun intended. They're hard as nails. They don't express it. You know, when that lecturer said to me, he brought me in, he said, Conor, you're slacking. You're not.
they built a bridge and got over it. No, I'm sorry, go on.
Yeah, they did. They built a bridge. Honestly,
They went to Bunnings. They bought some timber.
There's so many.
They built a bridge
good puns
and
you
they
can
got
make about
over it.
But I swear on my life, he came up to me and said, "Conor, you're slacking." And we went to that little storeroom. Fucking bawled my eyes out.
They did more than that.
What? You say you dog?
They did more than just that.
Hilarious. I'm trying to get
no,
personal.
but I think
sorry.
no,
Sorry, I'm being
that's
insensitive. Go
but
on.
that's exactly what I wanted to address when I brought up earlier that you know I do work and I do get to see a lot of older men. I go to a community group where there's a lot of older men, and I've heard them describe feelings that they have where they obviously do have feelings of that, and I do think a part of the reason that sometimes they bring it up to me is because I'm not saying they've
But because
confided
they
in me,
feel
but
like
they've
they
been
can.
a little bit more vulnerable
Yeah,
to
of
me
course, of course.
because they don't see me as like almost like a threat.
threat,
I
yeah.
think that like a lot of men, especially older men, especially
Yeah.
that kind of traditional generation, it's just unacceptable. It's just not normal. It's not right.
Why
No,
do you
big
think
time.
you didn't
Bring
hear a
up.
pin drop when I mentioned I went to therapy? Unfortunately, in that environment, especially like a TAFE environment, like I said,
Because
I,
no one's
I
prepared
said to
to
my
admit
parents,
that.
because
and
it's
they
so
were like-
traditional. It's so
you know,
traditional.
my parents kind of ripped into me. They were like, "Why are you getting extra help at TAFE?" I'm like, you know what? I'm not trying to say I'm an inspiration or anything.
No, but like,
Yeah.
I
if
can
one
build
guy
from that,
hears
yeah.
it, maybe
But yeah,
that
no,
inspires
well,
someone else to get help.
I mean,
you know?
Absolutely,
me,
absolutely.
Like, I used to be the bloke. Like my mum asked me for ages going to therapy, and I used to be the bloke like doesn't help. Personally, I was like doesn't help unless you want it to.
That's
Doesn't
the thing you
help.
want to say on the show? Are
Yeah, I'll say on the show.
you sure?
Why not?
Are you sure? All right, go on.
Am I being honest?
Of
Are you
course,
sure
this
though?
is
Are you sure?
honesty.
Yeah.
This is
So I
honesty.
was like, I didn't want to see therapy. I was like, doesn't help. Like, where does it get you?
Okay.
Until I reached like rock bottom, and like after a Gold Coast trip, I won't go into those details, but like after
God.
Gold Coast, I was in a trip where it was like
I'll say.
it's probably like what 2 years ago now, just about not quite, but near on.
Needs 2 years ago.
Go back from Gold Coast, and I was worse for wear to say the least.
I'll say.
And I decided, you know, it's rock bottom. I need some help, so I got help. But I feel like there's such a stigmatism against blokes admitting emotions that it was like for me to even go, you know what, like I need to see help. It took me like so long. I should have seen it ages before that, long
Yeah.
before that. And
Yeah.
I felt like it was such a thing against blokes to do that. There was like,
It was like stigma behind
I just
100%,
couldn't. I just
100%.
I just really didn't. I didn't think it would help. I don't know. It was something about being I don't know. I want to say being a bloke, but like it just felt like that wasn't
Yeah.
what guys our age should do.
Yeah.
You know, and it just, yeah.
And can I say, and this is going to be kind of unrelated, but that group that I was telling you that I go to see of the old blokes, the guy who runs it, the main guy, the old guy, right? He's an old guy. He's like in his 70s, 80s. He's actually gay. And he lives with a partner and he has like adopted kids and stuff like that. And
I'm straight, by the way.
But I really do think, and
Mitchell
and I'm
hit
not,
my hand, and it was not true.
I'm not trying to make a larger. I'm not necessarily trying to make a larger comment about gay culture, but like this guy who runs this old man group of like multiple old men, he obviously is very open with bringing up his feelings, and I think that I really do think that,
unfortunately, as a gay man,
and maybe it is a gay culture thing, but he was very first, and to me even like talking to me, he was very open about his life and very open about his feelings. And I think he probably did usher in that culture to that group of being open to like, you know what? It's okay to talk about this shit. It's not.
I'd agree to a large
It doesn't mean that you're weak. It doesn't mean that you're whatever.
That's the biggest thing in men's head is it's you're not weak.
Yes,
For
exactly.
going to see
exactly.
someone or for talking to people,
not.
whatever. You're not weak.
It's just
There's
a part
a
of
whole
life.
thing,
It's a
like,
part of life.
When you're raised as a bloke, like you're raised like you got to be strong, you got to provide for your partner and all that.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You're raised not to show emotion. I don't mean that in a rude way. I love my parents, but they did everything they could. But you know, it's how you are as a bloke. Like, I'm sure you guys are the same.
Yeah.
Not to show weakness. So suddenly you feel like I'm not coping.
Yeah.
Then what's
weakness.
Well,
This is weakness. What do I do?
We've had. I know. In our relationship, we've had multiple. I mean, but again, I'm sorry. I always relate back to this time where I was going through the breakup with Tave, but that was, I think, honestly, that's my darkest time. But I remember I went to the. I would always like leave class and go off my own and do my own adventures. And I remember
I'm home, and you're like, I won't come see you. It's okay.
No, this was on campus though. This was on campus.
Your campus is 2 minutes from my house.
I know, but I would venture on a campus. And I remember
campus, this bloke.
I read this sign and it said it was about mental health in the building industry, and I googled it, and it turns out, and this fucking broke my heart. It said it was something like 3 to 4 people per week kill themselves in my industry.
Yeah,
Jesus.
3 to 4 people per week. And you know what? I know on the grand scheme of things, it doesn't seem like much. That is someone's life.
But
3 to 4 people per week kill themselves.
It might not be much, but even one a week is much.
The mental health, mental health issues
Absolutely,
in that industry.
absolutely.
I swear on my life. And you know, my parents are very quick to be like, Conor, do you actually need extra help? And like, to me, and again, when I brought up that whole thing about therapy with my group, and it's like, look, my group was like, you know, oh, was this a big thing to bring up? And it was like,
Bear with me, trying to fix the mic here.
oh, what happened?
You're sorted, bitch. I know you can do it.
But yeah, it does break my heart that you know what, you are right. You know, it's like in that industry.
Absolutely.
I'm sure in your industry too, Mitchell. It's like
FIFO, man.
yeah, well, your industry.
Killer in
That's the worst though. That's the worst mental health.
100%. Bro, I've been to be up there for 3 months. I'm not going to sit here and say, like, oh, I've been here for years. Like, I know what it's like, but, like, I've been here for 3 months. Even the internship I did, like, see the blokes up there struggle with mental health to the point where it's like, you can't.
I'm sure it's marriages as well and children
course, man,
and even friendships.
Well,
like,
and can I
know sorry, Dan, I know, but even when Mitch, you know, I knew Mitch was FIFO was coming for many years, and like, even me, and I still am, I'm like, fuck, well, what about our friend? Excuse me, sorry.
You're the closest thing to a wife that Mitch has.
I pretty much am.
A husband, bro. Get it right.
Sorry, I got to be
even when Mitch,
progressive.
this isn't me trying to say I'm not insanely proud of you, because I am, but like, you know, a part of me was like, you know, the fuck is that relationship going to be like? What's how friendship going to be like? You know, I mean, I know you're not going that long, but like,
Well,
you know,
I mean,
it's like,
man, when I was up there, like, so when I was up on my internship, I was away for Australia Day.
Yeah.
Obviously, you
that
guys,
was the worst. Yeah.
Everyone was having a great time.
We notoriously spent Australia together.
You were the
were
O part of FIFO.
All my friends were having a great time Australia Day, and I was on my RTO, so my roster day off.
That was just you by yourself.
Yeah, and I was like, this is sick.
That must have been so
You're
shit.
on your
This
own.
would be good.
What, down in Kalgoorlie or
Except
whatever?
that you're in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Ugh.
You got no one to talk to
Jesus.
because
Did
all
you
your
even
friends
drink?
are out. No, because the pub doesn't open till 6.
Did you go there?
Oh,
Not till 6. But like the point being, like, I was on my own for literally, you wake up at what? You're so used to waking up at 4 a.m. You wake up at probably 6. On your day off, you wake up at 6. You're like, sleeping for 2 hours. Sleeping. So wake up at 6. You have breakfast. No one's open for lunch because the camp you're at, they close. You get lunch beforehand, pack it yourself. Lunch closes by like 11, 12.
Yeah.
Because obviously everyone's at work. So lunch closes and you're in your room in darkness. With the aircon on, but you're in darkness. And that's it until about 6.
Don't tell me that was not bad in your mental health.
Oh, that was the most draining day I'd had up there.
That must sent you down.
I was, especially because I was getting Snapchats, not like to have a go at you guys, but from everyone. Like I was getting Snapchats from all my mates. Like I'm having such a good time. They're at Seasons, they're at the whatever, like pubs, whatever. Fuck that. My bad.
That's okay. I got it. I got it.
25, Ryan. You know,
you can say Seasons.
No, you can say Seasons, not the fucking.
But
most that you
they're
were
at festivals,
25.
they're at pubs, they're having good times.
Yeah.
And it's like, well,
That's fine.
I'm up here in darkness doing fuck all on my own.
Here's the thing. Do you almost feel like sometimes it's like, I mean, I know we all feel this. It's like, you know, you got success, but also you're also alone.
Yeah, no, big time. Like, I mean, look, since I wanted to be an engineer, which was like way back in like year 7 or whatever.
7, jeez.
I know the money's up north. If you want to have big bucks, which let's be honest, that's what everyone's after.
Yeah.
You don't become an engineer, especially with all degrees, to earn shit coin.
Well, I respect the fact you said that since day one.
No, well, I remember doing my first
Oh,
ever.
sorry.
Jesus.
Was that Dan or you?
That was me. Sorry, that was me.
My first ever like thing that I heard from Ryan. He's a mate. He can say first names.
Only
that's
you
my
get
rule.
to know about first names. We never said you can't.
You definitely did last time anyway. But
Only if you name people who I know will get me in trouble.
So, I remember one of his first uni degrees
if we
was he had
guessed?
to say why he picked engineering. One word, just one word, why he picked it.
Did you spit money?
Everyone's
fair enough,
picking
though.
like the world or, change the
Passion.
world.
Yeah, but don't deny
passion,
it.
That's it.
Don't deny it.
Man, I'm not sitting to say otherwise. I want to change the world. I want to be the path to a better future for society. But at the end of the day, I picked engineering not because of that. Like, I have a passion in problem solving and making
It's
the
a
world
job
place,
that the
but-
world needs that you can
Hey,
do
look,
to
as a
make money.
byproduct,
Of course.
if I
Yeah,
can
but
make
hey,
the world,
if it makes you money,
course.
kill two
as a
birds with one
byproduct,
stone,
if I can make the world a more efficient
Absolutely.
place
But
or
also
more
got
energy
some good
efficient,
cash,
but like at
then
the
yeah.
same day,
Yeah.
I'm not studying 4 years of hard ass
100%.
uni to
Yeah.
earn
100%.
shit coin.
Yeah, but if you kill two birds with
No,
one
no
stone,
doubt.
you know?
No doubt
Money.
about it. No
Sorry,
doubt
Yeah.
about it.
But,
That's it.
No, but at least you have that second part
But
where
that's
you're
it.
like,
So
I do like to help the
I've
world,
sort of
yeah.
always known, like, if I want to earn big coins doing what I'm doing, I'm gonna have to go up north. And I mean, I expect that, but to expect it and to go up there is something completely different.
Yes.
Like
Yes,
going up there,
definitely,
it's hard. Like you hear about people who FIFO stories, whatever, but until you go up
do,
there,
though.
you don't know what it's like.
I'd love to film a documentary one day about it. To be honest.
Like you wake up at
generally
4
would.
a.m., you work for you're at work at site by 5:30. You've already had brekkie, whatever. You work for 12 hours at the minimum. You get home by 6:30 maybe. If you want to go to the gym, you go to the gym, whatever. You watch a show, your favorite. You have dinner by 7. You're in bed by 8.
Can I ask? Do you honestly think because this is you for years to come? I
Here we go.
assume you
Yeah,
want to be
yeah.
there for years,
I want to make some coin.
And you started in February.
Yep.
Yep. Congratulations, by the way. But
Thank you.
do you feel like obviously we're not going to ever not be friends, but like do you feel like maybe it will affect your relationships in any way, or are you worried about that?
I
Or
mean, it depends how far you want to go. Like in terms of friendships, like I've sort of learnt who my friends are, and I know you guys will be there regardless or
Literally
whatever.
come back like who? I don't know who this man is.
Connor, who's
I don't
this?
know this man.
Connor's gonna be
I'm
like,
sorry to this
Mitchell,
man.
never heard of this bloke.
I've
I'll be
heard
like,
this man.
Anyway,
It's not, man.
but like in terms of relationships, big time. But I think that's also in regards to Will. No, but like in terms of like, what I've been through, I think, as I said, in terms of
It
changes,
depends who
like,
you are with, you know. It's
100%.
like, yeah.
But like, I've got trust issues. I'm not going to sit here and say I don't. I'll say it on the show. Like, I do, 100%.
Yeah.
But that's like from what Will went through, like having been through something similar. Like, I know, man. Like, you don't just go, I'll be with the bird, whatever. I'm going to be away for 2 weeks at a time. It's fine. Like, if I'm on,
even a relationship, like a girl thing.
if I'm with a bird for like whatever, I've been with months, whatever. We'll say that, and I'm away for 2 weeks at a time. I'm going to be like, shit, man. I don't know. It's a long time to be away
It's
from your
really
partner.
bad for you, and I mean this in the nicest
Oh,
way.
100%. It's
I don't
awful.
mean this in like a rude way, but like I feel for you so much. It's like you could meet the perfect bird, but like even you could be like, shit, and that honestly,
Well, I won't sit here
that
and say
honestly
otherwise.
breaks my heart.
'Cause it's the truth.
Honestly,
bro.
it breaks my heart because I remember you said to me, you're like, if I do actually meet someone and I am away, what if something happens? And it honestly it breaks my heart because I'm like,
I mean, that's the thing. It's not even a case of I don't trust them. It's a case of like I don't know if I trust my own health, like my own mental health. Like,
Yeah.
for their dogs out there.
But I'm not even saying that, like, you could be the perfect bird and then still while you're away, you still have, like, that could be honestly perfect. Never give any hint of anything, but I'll still be like, I don't know,
Even if they're like, you mean like as in loyal as hell and like,
Yeah, but like, I'm always, I don't know. It's one of those things that's like, I don't want to.
I mean, that's the thing, you never know what's going to happen.
It's not like, I hope any birds
are
interested and don't watch this because it's not a great thing to be saying, but like at the same time, it's the truth.
I mean,
at the end of the day,
there's no name said, but like, in your previous relationship, I mean, I never would have saw that coming. That was never the outcome that I'm sure you more than anyone. I mean, I never saw that coming at all.
Look,
it just didn't seem like, what can I just say? Like, I'm not simping over Mitchell, but whenever
you are a simp.
I am a simp over Mitchell, but Mitch was always a guy that, and still is a guy who I've always respected to have a relationship. I mean, to me, Mitch was always the guy. No offense, Dan. Mitch was always the guy that I looked at and went, "I'm sorry, Mitch. Dan, I'm sorry." But Mitch was just the way he handled going out and Dan, don't get upset.
I'm with him. I'm not going to say that I was perfect. I won't say that. Don't me wrong.
But no, I'm sorry. For Mitch though, I always just thought that. I'm not saying you're perfect.
No,
either,
go if you like.
He handled it. I mean, everything that he did, I was like, I will always do that in my relationship. I always thought that the way he handled arguments, he handled this and that and going out, for me personally, it always ticked the box. I'm sorry, Dan, I'm not shitting on you. I'm sorry.
Look, man, I appreciate it. I'm not going to comment. I don't want to get involved. I'm not.
That wasn't a dig.
I wasn't a dig. Well, I will say this. Can I say this to add to the conversation? Me being someone who is in a long-term relationship, who is in a relationship that is long-term, even if I were to have to go away for like a week or. I know that this holiday,
2 weeks. Sorry,
2 weeks for me next year, but 3 weeks was this.
But here you go. This holiday, as an example, is like 5 fucking days, and that is like hard for us to be away from each other for that long. Do you know what I mean? Like, I could just I could just imagine how tough it would be, and I say this with sympathy. I could just sympathy. Yeah.
What are you, a simp?
I have sympathy for you. But I really do say this with sympathy that I could imagine being away for so long would be very hard. It would be very tough to maintain that relationship and build that. So I feel for you. But I think I agree. I think it's a noble profession to go into for the money's sake and for, you got to look after yourself.
I mean, look,
you do have to look after yourself.
I'm doing it because one day I would like to have this is going to sound fucking so cool.
Your retirement, all that shit.
No, not even that. Like one day I'd like to have a family of my own that I can,
That's
provide.
Not corny. I want you to have a family.
That's my goal, man. That's the whole reason I picked engineering from day dot.
How much I want Mitchell to have a lovely girl and a family.
Little newbies.
Little newbies. Bro, I love that. I want to be Uncle Conor.
From day dot,
I want to be Uncle Dan more than...
I don't know if it's like... the family upbringing we've had, so to speak, but my whole goal the whole time is to be able to provide.
Not so much me, folks.
To provide for a family, yes, this is my misso, these are my kids, and whenever they go, like, I like this, I want this.
100%.
We're not tied to money. I'll just fucking get it.
Get it. Go ahead,
That's been my goal from day dot, but I don't know,
No, but to be fair, I've always wanted you to.
Absolutely.
I've always wanted Mitchell to be. I've always pictured, and to be fair, Dan, I love you. I feel like I've shit on him the whole show.
Connor's like, I think Daz is going to be Barney from The Simpsons, and just.
I'm looking at Dan and go.
Connor thinks I'm going to be.
It's me, bro. Fuck.
I'm looking at Dan like on the podcast, I'm like
Barney.
I'm sorry to this man. I don't know who this man is.
No, but I've known Mitchell for fucking over a decade.
Yeah,
and. It upsets me because I hear Mitchell say a lot. It's like, if I have a family, I'm like, bro, you will. And
it's a big if.
Nothing. Again, he even says it here. But one day I know I'm gonna go and see Mitchell's family. He's gonna have a wife, a few kids.
Yeah, say, Mitch Jr., how
going
are
home
you?
Now. I'm gonna walk away, and for a second, I'm gonna turn around, and he won't notice it. So I'm gonna look at him, and I'm gonna go.
I love that. I hope so. It is true.
I hope so.
And
I think
a single tear will go. Are you crying?
No.
Okay.
What are you doing, Mitch? Can I ask
a single tear will go down my eye.
I'm trying to give away any reactions here.
A
single tear will go down my eye, and I'll be like, I told you. Because there's no one who deserves to be happy more than this man.
Sorry to this man, but he
you
deserves
are
to be
crying, aren't
happy.
you?
No, I'm not crying, but I just don't want to hear this shit.
Why?
Because
too
it's not
embarrassing.
true. Yeah, also that.
Why is it not true?
What he said.
Why?
He says it's too embarrassing, bro. Bro, come on, let's keep it light. Keep it
Why is
light.
it-
Keep it light.
How is it not like me saying
It
that
is
you can
light.
have
It's
family?
lovely. It's lovely. It's
I
sweet.
appreciate
it's
the
lovely,
thought,
sweet.
but
what I wanted to
You will one day, Mitch.
Oh, I hope so.
oh dear. look
How is
at-
that not
look at
like?
this.
If anything, that was the lightest thing we've ever done on the show.
Okay, what I wanted to ask, we got to end the show. We got to bring the show to an end. How are we
Are
going
we?
to how are we going to end not just the show, but how are we going to end the night? Let's talk about that.
with the next
what's the
four
point?
points.
Because
I mean,
we've got
we're on
pint
pint
8
7 now.
No, we're on pint,
Pint
8.
eight, bro.
Pint 8. We're on pint 8.
I think it's
Go to my
pint
camera.
7. Just
This is
quietly.
pint 8. So after this,
7. I think this guy's cooked.
this is pint 8.
This pint 7, bro.
Can't watch my Instagram story. I have fucking.
This is completely inaccurate.
Excuse me, I've been documenting this shit
not accurately, Dan.
almost every Instagram I've said.
Except for that. Hey, what
What is
pint are
this
we on,
pint?
boys? I'll put this
look,
on now.
Look. I said, what if we filmed a drunk podcast? Then I said, update, blah, blah, blah. Pint 6, pint 7, pint 8.
Fuck, he's got us, to be fair.
There you go. I'm telling you.
You mean we've only got four more
pints to go.
4 more. There you go. So what do you guys think is going to... what?
Apparently.
Because we're going to do a part 2 of this show. So
Maybe after
I
the
feel
wine
like,
tour.
I feel like we should end part 1
Maybe
with...
we could even do 3. We could probably do one after the wine tour and one on Sunday.
We will...
Look, boys,
you'll
I'm happy
find
with
out if we do
whatever
3.
you
We don't want
guys
to confirm
invite me,
anything.
I'll be
Well, to be
This
fair,
show.
can I just say, I respect the fuck out of Mitchell coming on the show and being as open as he has.
So what do you guys think the
point,
next
honest.
4 pints are going
many
to
people
result
don't.
in? How do you
Well,
think the next
I
4
mean,
pints are going to lead to?
You'll yak at the end of all 4.
What did it lead?
He always gets so last
After
night, he was on
after tonight, I'm going to be like, what? Look at what you did.
Yak.
Look what it led to.
Okay, there you go. Go back to your camera.
Bro, you're
Just
going
my-
to yak, just quietly. We all know it.
We all know it.
Last time we had 10 pints at bloody some pub near us.
Yeah, he knows what's up. Look at him. He's like a regular on the podcast now.
Only 3 edits for Dan. this
Only
episode.
2 of us yacked.
Not 4. Yeah.
And it wasn't me, that's all I'll say.
I yacked.
Well, there's one, and the other one's
Dude,
obviously
I
not
walked in
me.
tape next day. I was like,
To be fair, I did definitely go to uni and yak 3 times.
I think-
But that
I
was
think-
the next morning, so it doesn't
dude, the
count.
worst
I think
one.
the headline of Mitch's story is that I didn't yak.
No,
I nearly
I had
yacked,
less
meaning
pint-
I didn't.
Did I say that?
This
I
night.
did not say. Oh, sorry, 10 pints. I mean, sorry, 10 pints
Dude,
for us.
before we
9
before we
pints
go,
for him.
can we talk about St. Patrick's Day? Because I walked in tape next day like,
St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, wait. Can I make a point? Can I make a point? I wanted to make a point.
no,
for
you
a while.
can't. No, you can't.
What I wanted to say is that I wanted to acknowledge that we were talking about the therapy thing, right?
Boring.
Therapy for
No, I'm
guys.
joking.
I just wanted to make this point before we go on to the last topic. Well, you know what? This is important to me, so I'm going to make this point. What I wanted to make the point was, could you respectfully stop that? I wanted to make the point
No.
about, we were talking about male
He's a simp.
toxic masculinity and male therapy and all that sort of stuff. I want to say that both of my...
Oh no.
Okay, that's tough. Mitch, you're going to have to sort that out.
No, I've got it, boys. I've got it.
Both of my...
Don't grab my shaft like that.
I have two...
For the record, I'm not grabbing Mitchell's shaft.
All right, can you guys just let me take the show for just a second? Okay, so I have 2 dads because I have a single mom and like my mom,
last name, bro. We're basically the same.
my mom and dad sort of separated before I was born, so I have like a dad and I have a stepdad. Anyway, both of my dads, my dad and my
Two
stepdad
dads.
have
What is his wedding name?
both deal with mental health. I won't go into exactly the specifics of that, but and I do as well. And what I wanted to say, can you not play the speaker so we don't
prick.
get fucking copyrighted?
You definitely were. None of us were on our phone.
My what I wanted to say was my mom separated from my dad when I was young, and I have a real dad and like a stepdad, and my real dad and my stepdad, incidentally, both deal with mental health. Maybe my mom is attracted to a certain type of person. Thank you, Conor, for just obliterating my fucking point. But basically, what I wanted to say was
He wouldn't know he's got 2 parents.
it's. He wouldn't get it. He's a normie. What I'm saying is, both my
speaking to
male role models deal with mental health. And I've been able to have been very, very lucky to have a support system like you guys, like
you.
2 friends who are very, very supportive
in all
of
fairness,
this.
it's him. It's not me, it's him.
But no, it is you. But what I wanted to,
take some credit.
What I wanted
You will
to
take some credit.
what I wanted to acknowledge, more
Disgusting.
importantly,
You should
was the
take
fact
credit.
that we are very, very lucky both to live in a society where
We live in a society.
We live in a society, but we live in a society where it's sort of normalized to talk about that stuff. But also specifically in COVID, you know, we're in a place where we can actually go see our therapists. A lot of people are not living in countries where where it's not even able to go see therapists. I went to see my therapist the other week, and she said that 1 week she's doing in-person interviews, and the other week she's doing like FaceTime interviews, and that fucking sucks. I would not want
Don't
to
do it
be.
in person. They suck.
Oh, I would.
Sorry.
Over FaceTime.
Over FaceTime.
Yeah. That shit would suck.
Sorry.
So
In first is great.
What
was it called when you're not doing it? It was
it's like it's telehealth. Telehealth.
You do that.
Telehealth.
That's a load of
What I'm
shit.
saying is like I'm just trying to acknowledge that we're very incredibly lucky to have this amazing support system and live in a place where we actually can get that support
Talking all this into the
and
mic.
receive that. So I just wanted to bring that up. I'm sorry for simping. I just wanted to bring
No, you
that
didn't
up.
simp.
And we
Thank you
already
very
know
much.
you're a
Thank you
simp.
very
It's
much.
fine.
All right. Well, I wanted to finish on. I don't know. What do you guys want to finish on? We got to finish the show.
I wanted to finish on this. So,
Finish on this. Finish on this.
Well, I'll start. How bad was Conor like reattaching this to the table just quietly? Jesus. Sorry. Continue with whatever you want to continue with. It doesn't matter.
I think maybe we should do 3 podcasts while we're here.
Well, let's talk about what the plan is. So we're in Margaret River, by the way. We haven't talked about that really. We're in Margaret River.
I don't want to feel like I'm an intrusion.
No, you're not.
Like it's
Shut
your
up,
show.
Mitch. Shut up.
It's your
We're-
show.
we're-
You're the furthest. Mitchell is the only guy who thinks
That
he's
doesn't
an
matter. That
intrusion.
doesn't matter. Here's the thing. We're in Margaret River, which is a beautiful place. By the way, if you ever come to Western Australia, you should go to Margaret River.
hard ways.
Right? Margaret River is a beautiful place. It's basically like the Napa Valley of Australia.
If
Of
you
all of
like
Australia.
wine, to be fair,
If you like
Margaret
wine,
River is the
come
place.
to fucking Margaret River.
Bella,
Beautiful
Ras
place.
Felix, all sorts,
Beautiful
all sorts, all
place.
sorts.
The beer farm. Oh, I will simp for the beer farm.
I'll simp for
fucking
anything
love that
with
place.
alcohol.
It's amazing. That's where we are here. We're holidaying. It's about
Sorry.
4 or 5 hours from where we
I
live
simped on Dan
in WA, and it's an amazing
So
place.
cute.
That's where we are now.
Hang on, Dan, what did you tell
Uh oh.
the family last night where we were from?
Oh,
5 hours
so
south.
We got Dan to take a photo
I was
of
like,
us.
yeah, we're
out.
5 hours south.
hours
He's like, oh, we're
south.
5 hours south.
We'd be in the ocean.
By the
Yeah,
way,
it's
can I
tough.
just say,
That's tough.
Mitch
That is
does
tough.
incredibly well for someone who's not ever done a podcast before.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Mitch. Congratulations.
Hang on.
No,
Congratulations.
but normally people who haven't done a podcast before are very simpish and like.
I'm not a simp.
I know what to
But
say.
you know, man, I'm not a simp. Jeez.
No, but you know how you just know you got charisma on the camera? You got charisma.
Yeah, Mitch, you should go into show business.
Wow. Boys, this is what I tell you. I've got my porno coming up. I'm kidding.
To be fair,
It's like, well, I'm here to plug
Boys,
something.
next week, me and Riley Reid.
With us in the film industry, how can we not make Mitch cameo as a part?
Mitch,
How
we
can you
thought
not?
we
Mate, when
knew
you guys have a TV show, I expect to play my role.
Mitch, we knew you were
I
here. to-
base a character off Mitchell, and he will never hear
He
the
was
day
very angry.
if I do not. He is, and in a tank top, which is literally Mitchell.
I look good in both.
Yeah, and in my show, I'm Ryan.
I look good in both.
In the show, I'm Ryan. He is literally a guy in a tank top who gets annoyed at me for something I haven't done. So it literally is Mitchell.
Mitch,
And
we
if you don't play him, I will be damned.
Mitch, we knew you
I'd
were here
flex, but there's no
to Mitch, we knew you were here to plug something, but we didn't know it would be Riley Reid.
Oh, mate.
Do you prefer Lana Rhodes or Riley
Nah,
Reid?
Riley Reid. Not even a doubt in my mind.
I won't comment on that conversation.
Oh, Dan.
Dan, you definitely will. You're just on camera. so you might.
I'm family friendly.
Connor'd
I'm a
go
family
Lana
friendly
Reid, I
figure.
reckon. Lana Rhodes, sorry.
She is very cute.
No, let's not talk about this.
Well,
Why?
It's a
I won't say no to Riley Reid or Lana
I
Rhodes.
wouldn't as well. And what helps is they're very nice women as well.
I'm sure they are.
It's just like, I wouldn't know though.
You know what? I respect them
quite
as
sure.
businesswomen. That's how I.
I'm sure they're very productive businesswomen.
This, you know what? This podcast, to be fair, I honestly think was a really good source of men's mental health. To be fair, we
I
talked
agree.
about it a lot,
Hey,
and
remember
I
a
think it
couple of
was
weeks
great.
ago I said this show, I one of the proudest things that I am of this show
It's men's mental health.
is that we smashed the idea of
Mate,
toxic
I am
masculinity.
all
We
for
talk
that.
about shit. We talk about how we feel. I think it's
well,
very
can
important.
I just say though, and it's
I think
very,
it's incredibly
again,
important for men to talk about how they
that's
feel.
a blank screen. Thank you. I'm very proud of you coming on here, and I know you're not a normal person on the show, and you don't come on a lot, but like, you know, I am very proud that you can come on and be as honest as you are. And I think that's Dan. Can you agree? I think
Completely
it's
agree.
worth
Completely agree. Completely agree.
appreciation that you can come on And you're not, you know, I'm not saying we have had people on the show. Hayden, sorry. I'm kidding.
Sorry, repeat that.
I'm kidding. Hayden that's a joke. I'm just saying, we've had people on the show and like, you know, the fact that you can come on and you can just be as open as you can be, to say I respect the fuck out of it is an understatement, you know. I appreciate that you know, your whole breakup thing, I did nudge you. I was like, is it okay to bring it up? And I hope that wasn't crossing the line.
Oh, that's right.
I'm glad
It's not uncommon knowledge. Oh, my camera's gone. So.
I think our cameras are gone.
Well,
We're going to end this one, I guess. It's just Mitch
Where's
now.
Dan? How are
Hello.
we, boys?
It's my hand.
No, fuck you.
can't.
It's me.
You can't hear me talking, but I am still here. Hello. You can't see me though. Just my hand. Fuck you, Mitchell. Fuck you.
But when you give squeeze,
When you get
I won't go there again. We did the last podcast.
Are we late? Are we ending this?
I think so.
Yeah, let's GoPro. Okay. Well, thank you, everyone. It's been a great show. Thank you for joining us. We're going to do 2 more podcasts while we're here. Might as well do other 2.
Surely do the one after the 12 points.
Thank you very much for watching, folks.
Surely do.
We have guys. No,
no.
because I'm gonna have to charge everything. But
shut up.
basically,
We'll do it.
what I want to say is thank you for everyone for watching. We've got a couple more days of Margaret River.
You better blot that out. What time is it?
say anything, bro.
11:40.
He didn't say anything controversial.
Did you hear it? I didn't hear it.
Well, I don't know. Anyway, what I'm saying is we've got a couple more days of this holiday. We appreciate you watching.
Exactly.
We want to do another show. And you know what? Thank you guys all. Thank you all. Cheers. Why don't we end this show with a cheers?
We're finishing the 7th pint.
Isn't
Thank
that a
you.
lovely idea?
The 8th, fuckhead.
Excuse me, 8th pint.
The 8th.
That was a great.
And we're going to have a fat rest of the holiday, by the way. So we'll keep you updated on the next
This is the
podcast.
first night, technically. Thank you.
We're going to have a great holiday and we'll keep you all updated, the
Thank you,
audience.
everyone.
We'll let you know how it goes.
Yeah, everyone, thank you. You've been a great audience.
Thank you very much. All the best.
Oh,
Goodbye.
shit. Here we go again.
And you know what?
Let's do this.
That's
I
toxic
disagree.
masculinity.
Will Smith.
Goodbye. Hey, goodbye. Goodbye.
Goodbye,
everybody.
Thank you, folks. We appreciate it. All right, now we're done. I fucking hate you both. I'm leaving.